Welcome to another production on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network is proud to be the official voice of Waller County Athletics, serving the Waller Bulldogs, the Hempstead Bobcats, the Royal Falcons, and the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. Let us now join today's broadcast.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another live broadcast here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Mike Prince, running Rev, and Mr. Ford F-150. We are live from Hempstead Stadium, where the Bobcats are hosting the Royal Falcons, the Battle of Waller County, as we like to dub it, as we get things set and to go a hot, humid night, as the Falcons are now running a sweep to the right side, going, there's a flag, and going to be out of bounds after getting a positive gain, and thrown out of bounds, and there's a flagrant flag put down.
Everyone's forcing by the Bobcat. Out of bounds, they hit and we will over on the third bench, way out of bounds.
So that was a dead ball foul against the Bobcats. We are doing some last-minute scrambling around here, so bear with us as we get things together. We are live here. Look like we might switch gears up, having a little time hearing my man over here, Mr. F-150. So we're going to, as they say, change on the fly here real quickly to make sure that everything is everything.
All the way back. After that call, or that play, if you will, Sean Roberts, the running back, we finally get a chance to see him. It's strange things going on. We're going to take the ball back to the 20, then bring it all the way back to the 35, actually the 33-yard line. And now it's going to be Falcons ball. Here's the result. 1st and 10 for Royal at the 33-yard line. Quarterback Ackley, he's at the helm. Going to be 1st and 10. Roberts in motion. As the Falcons get set, long back Winters. Ackley keeps it. He turns to the corner, taking down hard. I tell you what, the Hempstead Bobcats are really putting it on the Falcons' offense right now. They're laying the helmet. Some more flags on the play. That penalty is going to be against the Bobcats, obviously, based on what we're seeing from up here. Looks like a personal. Actually, it's going to be holding. It's pretty strange. It looked like it was a personal foul, but it's going to be first down, and they're going to be backed up. Once again, we'd like to welcome our listeners to Bobcat Stadium live here in Hempstead, where the Royal Falcons is going to be taking on the Hempstead Bobcats. We're here. Open Mic Broadcast, we'd like to give a shout-out to the Running Rail. We're here, and all of our sponsors on tonight. It's going to be first down in about 20 yards. Ackley. Sean Roberts not able to turn the corner. Very short gain, if any. Sean Roberts picks up probably about gain of 2 yards here. That's going to be Trujillo, number 20, for the Bobcats with the takedown on tonight. It's going to bring up about 2nd down and actually 2nd and 20 for the Falcons. And we definitely want to see what this offense can do. We watched them on last week against Episcopal, and they showed up late in the 4th quarter. But on tonight, they got hands full with the Hempstead Bobcats. Going back Ackley, back to pass. The pass is batted down by number 4, Howard Toller. No good. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and long for the Falcons. As we get set, I want to give a shout-out to our sponsors, Galileo's Mexican Grill, Patterson, Texas. We appreciate them. We're getting ready to switch over here.
Yeah, we're good now. We got it. We're actually going straight through the phone right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are set. Here we go. When the ball is thrown away. Okay.
Falcons are going to take over. Actually, they're going to punt. They're going to punt the ball. The punt is up. Punt is up. We'd like to welcome everyone to the Open Mic broadcast. Once again, we're here live at the Bobcat Stadium, live at Hempstead. And we definitely apologize for all the technical difficulties we have trying to get hooked up here. A little movement. Live is going to be the Bobcats football with the running rail.
Yeah, man, we're excited tonight here in Hempstead, Texas, man, with the Waller County matchup. It's the Bobcats and the Raw Falcons. Hempstead has the ball right now on the 50-yard line.
Falcons defense, number 3, for the Bobcats. Number 2 gets the call. Flags fly.
That was Will Smith on the carry. More senior for the Hempstead Bobcats. I want to thank Mike Prince for getting us started today. Give a shout-out to him.
55, Kendrick Kennedy with the takedown for the Falcons. It's going to be a call against the Falcons, a defensive penalty, face mag, if you will. All right, we're set and ready to rock and roll. There's a 15-yard penalty of the Bobcats. Going to be 1st and 10 Bobcats. Will Smith at the helm, a senior, with the leadoff. The Falcons. Haul up, number 51, leads the tackle for the Falcons. That will be Jonathan Martinez with that tackle. Going to bring up 2nd down and about 7 yards for the Hempstead Bobcats.
Looked like it was a busted play, but Will Smith make the best of it. With a gain of 3 or 4 yards on the play. Hempstead in shotgun formation. Oh, bad snap.
The ball is loose, a high snap. I tell you what, looking at what we're seeing here from the defense of the Falcons, they have a chance to create something after the turnover on downs. And now we're right here at 3rd down and 7 to go for the Hempstead Bobcats. Let's see if the Falcons defense holds. Will Smith, quarterback in the shotgun, the long back. Number 2, Tyson May, the senior, 160 pounds, looks to pass. He's flags fly. The run is taken down hard, short of the 1st down. Let's see who this penalty is going to go against. I don't know about you folks, but we're in for a Jim Dandy on tonight. Once again, this is the voice of the Falcons Ford F-150 with the running rail. My main man, Michael Prince. We are in the house, Bobcat Stadium. The band is striking up. Friday Night Lights, no other place we would rather be. Open Mic Broadcast Network. We are here in the house. We're excited. The Bobcats just took this penalty. They're going to be backed up. It's going to be third and about 17 on the play here. And the Falcons, once again, have a chance to get this ball back and see if we can strike up some offense.
Now, this is true. We've been waiting on this offense. We've been improving every week, making strides. And we're thankful to Eric Robertson, who is the head coach of the Falcons, for the work that he's been putting in and giving us. We've got our offenses on the field right now, and Corner Ackley is at quarterback, and we're in shotgun formation.
Actually,
in defense.
Actually, the Falcons are still in defense. They're set up. Hempstead Bobcat is going to be. Oh, the ball hit a little. There was a mental lapse here. Let's find out what happened. Will Smith was not ready for the snap. They missed the snap count. I'm not sure what happened. The ball hit him dead in the face mask. Falcons get the ball on 3rd 27. That's 1st and 10 Falcons. Right along. They're going to have excellent field position. It's going to be spotted right along the 45-yard line. And I tell you what, the Falcons didn't have to really waste the defensive effort on that when the ball was actually handed to them.
Pretty much. Bad snap, bad communication between the center and the quarterback. But
it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Falcons. The ball was spotted at the 40, right. Winters turns the corner, pumps up through the 45-yard line. Helmets fly. That's Winters with a gain of about 4 yards. Going to be Ernesto Elizondo, number 54, the Hempstead Bobcats with the takedown. It's going to be about 2nd down and 7, maybe 6 yards to go. Ball on the 46. All right, this is going to come back. I think we see some laundry on the field. Folks, I don't know if we were watching the Falcons on yesterday, the junior varsity edition of the Royal Falcons, and I tell you what, there was a totally different team from what we saw on last week, and I'm hoping that the varsity edition of the Falcons do the same. Once again, it's the voice of the Falcons, Ford F-150. We're here live at Bobcat Stadium. We'd like to welcome all the listeners to this game. Just a summary of the first down events. The game score is 0-0. It's dipped at 7 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. Falcons will have the ball. Actually, they're going to be backed up. This one is going to go against the Falcons. They're going to be backed up. 15-yard penalty is going to be 2nd down again for the Falcons. The ball is going to be spotted on the 46-yard line. Ackley takes the snap, looks for the pass. Defense is coming, screen. Sean Roberts, does he have the speed to turn the corner? Yes, he does. I'll tell you what, someone has given him the keys. Bumper-to-bumper action. Sean Roberts is speedster. Now, we talked a lot about Mr. Robertson on last week.
Yeah.
And our anticipation for him getting in the game, we were looking forward to that. And nevertheless, the Falcons decided to get him going. And we can see right now what Mr. Roberts can do.
Yes. That was a strong run, running a screen play. Awesome run by Roberts.
Ackley in shotgun. Hands off to Roberts. Straight up the hole. Someone has given him the keys, folks.
He's running tonight.
I'll tell you what, the speedster, as I said on last week and in the first week, if the Falcons use the speed that they have, we're going to have a good ball game.
Yes. To see him energetic out there is a wonderful thing. Sean Roberts making a turn to make some things positive happen in his life. We want to give a shout-out to him, those that are supporting him, and all the Brooks is in the house on tonight.
Yes, sir. It's going to be Roberts get the call. He has the keys. He's in the end zone, folks. Touchdown, Falcons. Falcon fans, I tell you what, this is a new look from last week. Yes. I don't know what Coach Robinson has done, but he fired those guys up. I tell you what, from what I have seen during the practice time, those guys were motivated. Yes. Those guys were focused. Those guys had their heads into what they needed to do on this week. And you can see a big difference in the Falcons' offense as well as the defense on this week.
Oh, yes. You can see a lot of work has been put in, meditation, and putting in, watching some film. So, Roberts, matter of fact, they done bought some new plays out the playbook.
This is true,
real screen.
And up goes the field goal, and the field goal is good. Jordan Rawlings, the field goal kicker. That's a surprise. A young scrapping junior. He's a wide receiver as well as a defensive back.
Yes.
Young man, I tell you what, he's a good guy. I know his father well, Coach Rollins. He's on the coaching staff. Worked with him over in Patterson. He's just a great guy, and it's good to see coaches bring their kids in and be a part of the program. Just a recap for all of those our listeners that just came in. It's 5:59 into the first quarter. We don't see a score on the scoreboard, but I believe the Falcons are up 7-0. They still have. I think I don't know if the lights work on the scoreboard, folks. But can we get 7 for the Falcons? It's 7-0.
Deep meditation over there.
I do believe that the Hempstead Bobcat fans are in shock. They haven't changed the scoreboard yet, but we're all right. We'll tell you the score. The score is 7-0 out here in Hempstead. We're excited. The band is striking up. I tell you what, that number 3, Will Smith, don't be surprised if he come out on tonight.
That Will Smith was nominated twice for Offensive Player of the Year. Also, with the fact he finished off, this young man runs a 4.40. He finished off with 1,764 passing yards on last year with 15 passing touchdowns, 1,691 rushing yards with 22 rushing touchdowns.
Number 1 for the Bobcats.
He's still on the sideline.
Defense around. And that's going to be excellent field position after the kickoff for the Bobcats. That's Mr. Denzel Perry, a senior out of Hempstead here. Number 1. He brings the ball out. It's going to be excellent field position.
Excellent field position. Zach Barley stopped him on the play. He saved and tackle of a touchdown.
Looks like we might have a discrepancy with the clock here, but we're keeping time over here, guys. We've experienced this before at the Falcons Nest, where the clock is frozen up on us, and we in the middle of the game. I tell you, that's a terrible state to be in at a varsity football game. My heart goes out to that group.
We have Will Smith on the run.
Smith, he's on the run. He's ducking and dodging. The Falcons have a lot of self-control. They didn't do any late hits. Chase Pierre, a great guy coming out of Brooks, Texas. We've watched him as a young kid. He's leading this Falcon defense.
Strong senior captain, Chase Pierre. Awesome run by Will Smith. Gain of 10 yards on the play. Get first down for the Hempstead Bobcats.
Smith sets up.
Sarge gives him the call. He's setting it up with shotgun formation.
Second play. The Falcons defense are all over at number 19, Damian Jacobs.
Tyson Mays was on the carry, a loss of 2 on the play. We got Kendrick Kennedy on the stop for a loss of 2 yards on the play. This is 2nd and 12 for the Hempstead Bobcats. Smith gets the play, shotgun formation, accompanied by Tyson in the backfield. Will gets the Smith the snap, throws it deep. Pass is caught by Ames Banks.
I tell you what, the Falcons are going to have to stay home and watch this. I know they're over pursuing. They're excited. But the Falcons are going to be careful. They're not out of it, but you got to be careful because when you have an all-state quarterback like Will Smith, a guy that has gained so much yards, not only in the air, but so many yards on the ground, you have to stay poised. You have to have that self-control. Stay home and don't over-pursue because he will kill you with that pass as well as the run. As the Bobcats finally, now the scoreboard is working.
Yes, with 1,764 yards on last year passing, 15 touchdowns. Yes, we have to stay home.
So we missed that field goal. That was a missed field goal for the Falcons. The field goal was no good, and so the point after did not work for the Falcons. It's going to be 6-7 Hempstead. We want to take this time to welcome all our listeners, our sponsors. This is the Open Mic Broadcast Network with Ford F-150 and the Running Rev Lee Nelson Jones. This is a broadcast that's serving the community through faith in athletics, if you will. You can reach us at www.ktorradio.com. Please go online and follow the prompts if you want to listen to tonight's broadcast. The number is 724-444-7444 for Waller County, pound 46493 for Royal Athletics, pound 134280, and for the Hempstead Bobcats, pound 135036. The Bobcats get set to kick off. Number 10, Sergio Castanon, will be kicking off back deep for the Falcons. We have Mr. Sean Roberts along with C.J. Strauss back deep, and Winters will get the call. He's waving it off to Mr. Roberts. Mr. Roberts tiptoes. Looks like he's going to turn now. Flags fly. I tell you what, I thought I did laundry on this week, but we got more out here on the field. Rev, help us out.
Awesome run by Sean Roberts on the play, utilizing his speed on tonight. Coach Eric Robinson and his coaching staff made some improvements. We also see the hard work. I see that Coach Sarge has put in for the Hempstead Bobcats on tonight. Outstanding gentleman. That Sarge, Coach Sarge.
We had an opportunity to meet with those guys several weeks before the season started at the Varsity Grill, giving them a shout out at the Varsity Grill with all you can eat catfish, Miss Diana Ross. We had awesome opportunity to talk to all the coaches of Hempstead, Coach Eric Robinson and the Sarge from the Hempstead Bobcats and Waller and from Waller. All those guys were awesome. We had a great opportunity to sit down and eat and fellowship and just talk football with those guys. And we've seen the games come into fruition from the summer practices, and those guys, both teams look good this year. Ackley, Winters gets the call. He ducks, he dodges, taken down hard.
He's brought down hard by Troy Reese, senior defensive lineman for the Hempstead Bobcats. We have second down and 11 for the Royal Falcons.
And the Falcons are going to have to do what they did last week at the end of the game. They kind of opened up with some short passes and then begin to wear the defense down with the running game. It's going to be hard in their own territory to try to push that ball out of there without passing the ball. You got to get Sean Roberts the ball. He can get you some quick yardage, as we can see now, but we can't run him every play. He's a scat back. He's really quick, but he's just small in stature. If you're not careful, he'll hit the corner on you, but he's not the type of back that you can power with. The Falcons are going to have to open it up, get a couple of quick passes to the outside, and use that speed that they have.
Yes, again, that's Reese on the tackle, one of the captains on the defensive line, the standout player of last year, is doing the same on tonight, holding that defensive line down. Sean Roberts with a strong pickup with a gain of 3 on the play. Bring it third down and 7 for the Falcons. Ackley drops back to pass.
Pass was intended for number 7, Jordan Rollins, and it looked like a mix-up on the plays.
Denzel, I think he just was surprised. He just stopped and started doing push-ups. He was surprised the ball came to him. I was surprised.
He's going to be having nightmares about this and wishing that he could have this one back, because that was an easy pick 6 for the Bobcats. But fortunately for us, he missed it.
I don't think he knew the ball was coming directly to him. But I see that Coach Eric Robinson quickly adjusted that with speaking with Ackley. Ackley, a strong player, leads the Falcons. Looks like he got tackled by his own man on the punt.
It's going to be a high punt. The ball is going to be fielded right, probably about at the 46-yard line, 47-yard line. That was Donald Richards on that takedown. It's going to be Bobcats football, 1st and 10, right at the 48-yard line.
Ames Banks on the carry to return the punt. He ran into his own man. We have Will Smith back in the backfield. He's accompanied by Tyson Mays. Will rolls out. Kennedy in his face. He throws it. Pass is complete. Tyson on the reception.
Once again, you can see the strength of Will Smith as he takes the hit, but yet get the pass off, and a great catch by the receiver of the Bobcats, number 2, Tyson Mays, the running back, a senior. And we're looking at this roster. They have a lot of leaders, a lot of leadership, a returning element, a lot of seniors on this team. The Hempstead Bobcats are poised, a very disciplined team as we get ready to second and whistles blow on 2nd and 1. Flags looks like it's going to be
on the defense. The whole defensive line came firing off.
The hard snap count. It's going to be encroachment against the defense. It's going to be against the Falcons. It's going to be an automatic first down. These are some of the things we looked at on last week, Coach, that the Falcons have to watch those penalties.
Yes.
And one thing about it, they can come and hurt you if you're not careful.
Now, this is true. This is true. Will Smith in the backfield. Got a bubble play. Hold on to him. He's holding. Strauss on the tackle. It was made by the Quayne Manuel on the play and brought down by Cedric Strauss.
Cedric Strauss, a great open field tackle. And each play, I watched the Falcons defense get stronger and stronger.
Yes.
And going into this 2nd down and 6, they have a chance to hold the Bobcats. Yeah.
That was Tyson, who got right behind Chad, who was his pulling guard, and I'm telling you, he was trying to hide, but awesome pickup by Tyson on the play. Will Smith steps in. Awesome young man, had an awesome season on last season. Takes the handoff. It's quarterback keeper. He's around the edge, cuts down the middle. He's trying to look for the sideline, ladies and gentlemen. He found it. 5 touchdown. Will Smith, Bobcat.
I'll tell you what, Will Smith has just displayed and has been displayed why he and how he made those 1,700 yards on last year. He's an excellent athlete. He's a pacer. He's someone that you really don't want to let him beat you because he can beat you by himself. The Falcons going to have to get a grip.
Yes.
They're going to have to contain him and force him to use that arm because he looks like he's a speedster and he will run on you.
Yes. Here's a dual threat. 1,700 yards in passing, over 1,600 yards in rushing. It can awesome young man, awesome athlete. He's a dual threat. And we just have to play strong.
Once again, for our listeners that just have joined us, we're 1 minute and 18 seconds into the first quarter, and we're having problems with the scoreboard. We're looking at this score here. The Bobcats 17. I don't know. I tell you what, it's the Bobcats 13 and the Falcons 7. We have scores at the first quarter. Sean Roberts for the Falcons scored at probably about a 7-yard run for Sean Roberts. And after 4 plays of the Falcons, That was the score. And then Hempstead Bobcats gets the ball back, and Will Smith takes it in for the Bobcats after about 4 plays. And after that, we have the Falcons with a 4 and out, or 3 and out, if you will, and a punt. And then with the Bobcats with excellent field position, and now Smith scored again. Sean Roberts, he's quick,
trying to
folks.
break it. He's going to break
quick.
Oh,
he's quick. He has speed, folks. He has speed like I've never seen before. I've watched this kid in the 7th grade. I've watched him take the ball from one end of the field to the next and upfield. He has incredible speed like I've never seen before.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Roberts has lit a spark in the stands. We have some Hempstead fans cheering for him.
The Falcons will have excellent field position after that run of Sean Roberts. One of the hidden talents that the Royal Falcons has, but they're not afraid to exploit it. Stacey Ackley in the shotgun. We got Winders in the backfield. Whistles blow. I want to take this time to thank all our listeners and welcome them to the Open Mic Broadcast. This is the voice of Waller County Sports with Ford F-150 and the running Reverend L.M. Jones. We'd like to thank all our sponsors, the Learning Tree Day Care Center, 837 12th Street, Hempstead, Texas. Give them a call at 979-826-4703. Also, we're sponsored by the Green Lawn Care, Mr. James Lukey, and Quality Service and Value. Give him a call at 979-277-2145, and that's in Waller County only. In Waller only, if you will. We like to give a great shout out for the Varsity Grill. Looking forward to seeing them again sometime soon for some of that catfish on Fridays, all you can eat. 31315 FM 2920, Waller, Texas. Telephone number 3936-372-9115. Once again, that's 936-372-9115. We're back at live action here at Open Mic Broadcast at the Hempstead Bobcat Stadium here in Hempstead, Texas. It's going to be Falcons football, 1st and 10. Winters takes a hard hit. He's going to be close to a first down. Going to be 11 Austin Winters. Going to be Troy Reese with the tackle for the Bobcats. Second and 1 for the Falcons. Has played the Falcons time and time again. Every time it seems like we get in a good field position, we have a turnover. And so a near turnover, the Falcons going to be backed up, a 3-yard loss. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Falcons. The ball is going to be spotted on the 21-yard line. That's going to be the end of the first quarter, folks. While we listen to the Hempstead band, we're striking it up. Once again, a recap of the first quarter. We are excited here live at the Bobcat Stadium in Hempstead, Texas. This is the voice of the Falcons, Ford F-150, along with Ellen Jones. We are here. We'd like everyone to please stay tuned for the halftime show by the Martian Sound Machine. They are here, striking up the band, Mr. Sam Long. We're excited to see him. We're excited to see all the fans from Brookshire, Texas out. They've made the trip. They've gassed up the trucks. They hopped in the vans. They got on the yellow buses. Whatever way they can get here, Real, they are here. The stands are packed. We're excited.
Waller County Robbers.
Waller County Robbers
Yes,
in the house.
Yes, sir.
We'd like to also thank Larry Automotives for their sponsorship on tonight. That's 3540 FM 1488, Waller, Texas. That's 30540 FM 1488.
We cannot forget about the hospitality that the Hempstead Bobcats have showed us in this press box. This first press box we've been in all season.
All season. We have been outside.
Outside. In the heat.
We're not going to call those teams, but we've been outside.
Outside.
And so we appreciate the hospitality of the Bobcats.
We know we're in watermelon country, so
Winters gets the call. Winters gets the call, picks those 3 yards back up.
That flags.
Yeah, flags all over the place. I mean, the first quarter has been plagued by penalties.
Yes. On
both sides of the ball. We knew this was going to happen, but not at this magnitude. We know these two teams are Waller County robbers. It's going to be the game is going to be fired up each side. And yes, you listening to the mighty Falcon band. The Falcons are working hard day and night. It's going to be against the Bobcats, and that's going to work in the favor of the Falcons. And we're anxious to see what Coach Robinson is going to call. The ball is going to be spotted at the 10-yard for the Falcons. Ackley, Winters, split receivers. I'll tell you what.
Got a penalty on the play. Looks false start, Winters, and Chuck.
This looks like the Falcons are going to get this. It's going to be against the Falcons. They cannot. The Falcons are going to have to start seizing these opportunities.
Yes. They said the band was playing, and they couldn't hear.
Yeah, one thing we have to understand when we're on offense, you want to keep the noise of our side to a minimum. You don't want to disturb the offensive rhythm. That can come back to haunt you.
Yeah, that's what they're going over there and tell them now.
Oh,
that was a strong
hit.
Fred Tompkins
lays the wood on Austin Winters. I tell you what, from last night to tonight, there have been some hard hitters on both sides of the balls for the Hempstead Bobcats and the Royal Falcons.
Oh, yes. When Tompkins came right up the middle, untouched.
Going to be 2nd and 18 to go. The clock is ticking. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Falcons have to get the ball off.
Cameras and Winters in the backfield with Ackley. Ackley dropped back to pass. He's passed. He throws to Reese.
Touchdown, Falcons.
Touchdown. I apologize. That's Calvin Ronalds.
DJ Strauss. And I tell you what, I don't know if somebody's upset, but that door just slammed hard real quickly. On that side, don't get upset. The Falcons are in the house. Somebody have given the Falcons the keys to the door, but this one is unlocked.
I do apologize. That is T.J. Strauss on that reception. Awesome basketball star, and used those jumping skills to go up there and get that pass.
Rev, he did do that, and I'm very surprised to see, not really surprised, but I'm glad to see the Falcons are holding on to the ball. And if the ball is tipped, flags fly. Players look up. Falcons have to stop. He has the speed.
Howard catches the block. Field goal.
The ball out. Flags fly everywhere. We're waiting to see what we're coming up with. It's going to be outside. It's going to be favorable for the Falcons. They're going to have another chance to get this extra point in.
All right, they're lining up for the field goal at this time.
Falcons will have it. Set number 50 for the Falcons. Mario Garcia. Kick is up, and it's good. And the Falcons take the lead.
Extreme pressure.
We'd like to give a shout out to all our listeners.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Hempstead, Texas. The skies are lovely tonight. We had rainfall, but the lights are on. This Friday night football. We're here in Hempstead, Texas, again with the Waller County rivalry, Hempstead Bobcats and the Royal Falcons. We are in the second quarter, 10 minutes and 28 seconds into the ball game. Hempstead Bobcats are down by 1 point. The score is 13-14 here at this time. Outstanding players are Will Smith for the Hempstead Bobcats, who are utilizing his speed and his throwing arm on tonight. We have Sean Roberts, who also is running but marvelously on tonight, doing a marvelous job of motoring him down the field. We do have Ackley, who just threw a touchdown pass, 8-yard pass to C.J. Strauss. It's electrifying on tonight, ladies and gentlemen, here in Hempstead, Texas.
This is the type of thing that the Falcons are going to have to continue to do if they want to win tonight's ball game. They're going to have to continue to use their speed. They're going to continue to get the passing game going. They're just going to have to minimize those penalties, and capitalize on all the mistakes that the Hempstead Bobcats are making. And this has been a bright point in the game. The Falcons' special teams have been great. Yeah. They have not been allowing the Bobcats to really get good field position. And the times that they did, the defense have held them. Yes. And so we're excited to see that the Bobcats will bring the ball out to the 35, which is pretty fair field position. But the Falcons' defense, I believe they're on fire, and those guys are geared up and ready to go. I'm excited to see that these guys are buying into the system of Coach Eric Roberts.
Yes, they're buying into the system.
No flag. Oh, it's a free play.
Free play. Nobody jumped. They thought the flag was coming out.
I mean, the players didn't stop. No whistles.
We do have a flag on
I see the flag, Coach, but I'm always taught don't stop until you hear the whistle.
Well, I understand that, but you should have stopped. Yeah. We have encouragement of the defense. Kennedy got caught in the neutral zone, but you all right. Forward 150. You just can't stand there. You got to do something.
This is true.
Whistle had not blown, but there is an encouragement 5-yard penalty against the Falcons defense. Kendrick Kennedy got caught in the red zone. The play would have stood.
This is true.
10-play law.
Once again, the Falcons have to be careful of those penalties. I believe. They have racked up close to about 50-some yards of penalties just in the first and the beginning of the second quarter. Now here he is again with that speed. Flags fly. He shakes the defense. I tell you what, this guy, it's Will Smith. I see the flag. It might be a illegal block or illegal hit from the Bobcats. We're not sure. Let's see what the call is. Regardless of what the call is, even though it's coming back, I'm looking at this kid, and I'll tell you what, he's just the epitome of the athlete that you want to see in Texas sports.
Combined 3,400 yards last year in the air and on the ground. Nominated twice as the Offensive Player of the Year. Yes, sir.
And when you have a threat like that, you have to. There's no way possible that you don't do film on this guy. There's no way possible that you don't say, hey, we're gonna stick this guy. It's almost like if you're playing against Kobe Bryant, if you're playing against the Michael Jordans or the LeBron James, you can't say, hey, let them get there. Those are guys you have to stop.
Yeah. He was hit in the backfield by Cedric C.J. Strauss, but you have to hold on.
You have to
hold on.
In this day and
coming, you just hold on.
In this day and time, in Texas football, you got to hold on.
Got to hold on.
going to be against the Bobcats. This one's going to be coming back. Hopefully the Falcons can pick up a good defensive effort. First and 10, ball on the 40. Williams, 52. Flags again.
Got to be a face mask call.
Keep your hands out of the helmet of the
was
guy.
just unblocked. He just stood in the gap. But
if you have it that easy, don't commit a penalty. Just wrap the guy up and fall on him. Why would you grab his helmet? I don't understand. We didn't need this. And it was a clear tackle. I know that Coach Robinson is going to go into the locker room in halftime and pound these guys. We got to watch the penalties. We cannot keep continuing making these mistakes.
Yes. No, we cannot give up 3 yards like that. Falcons cannot. We're at the 40-yard line. Ball is handed off to Jalen Thomas. Jalen Thomas is hit hard. It's on the line of scrimmage. Middle linebacker. Barley is out.
Mr. Zachary Barley, I'll tell you what, a musician, a football player, and he's an excellent kid. I've watched him. I've worked with him before. I tell you what, he kind of set out on last season, but he's back this season. He's back full of faith. A sophomore, and he's got many good years ahead of him. He's going to get better.
The Falcons are setting up. I'm talking about communication is on the field. Here's the ball. Bobcats have the ball at this time. Will Smith is calling the play. He's accompanied by Tyson in the backfield. Tyson and Will calls a timeout.
It's going to be a timeout by the Bobcats, and this is what you want to see, Rev. At 8:47 go in the second quarter, you want to with the Falcons up 14-13.
Yes.
Second down, and the crowd is going. The band is striking up. The defense is ready. You want to see the opposing team call timeout.
Yes. Yes, you want to see that. I mean, there's some confusion going on. Let's pay some bills. We got some sponsors here.
We want to give a shout-out to Armor Industries. That's 41002 Highway 290, the business Highway 290 located in Waller, Texas at 936-372-1234. 936-372-1234. Come on out and support Armor Industries. Also, another sponsor of Open Mic Broadcasting, the San Bernard Electric Cooperative, the field store office, 29244 FM 1488. We're back to live action, serving the community through faith and athletics of Waller County Athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, I bring you greetings of Ford F-150 and Ellen Jones. He's on the mic with us. Shouts out to my main man, Randy Allen of Waller, and my main man, Michael Prince. He's in the house somewhere here, out broadcasting this game for the Hempstead Bobcats. Tune in. www. High snap. He doesn't get away this time.
What a stop.
And the Falcons defense come up with another great play. Zachariah Barley and company. I tell you what, I'm excited to be announcing this game. I'm excited to see the Falcons. I don't know what happened. It must have been a spark from the JV game last night. Rev, I don't know. But the Falcons they're pushing.
That is a different team on the field tonight. That's a different team. Well, this is the Waller County rival.
Yes. And most of the time when we play against these guys, it's going to be a great game. The great ball clubs that the Hempstead Bobcats have had in the past, reaching the state championship and things of that nature.
Yes.
And so now we have the Falcons. Ball is incomplete.
Also, his
Connor Ackley,
the quarterback,
with the takedown.
Ackley.
It's going to be fourth down for the Bobcats. We'd like to welcome our listeners. It's 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's 13-14. Royal Falcons, 4th and 15. Bobcats at the ball. They're going to go for the snap, and the punt is up. It's a pretty decent punt. Falcons hold on to the ball. Roberts can't get away. I tell you what, I love the speedster. What I would like for him to do is to just go ahead and hit it, Rev. I believe if he can just hit it, I know that's the thing that we can teach that. and he got a long ways to go. I would love to see him just hit it, and I'm willing to believe he can do amazing things if he can just stop juking a lot, even though it helps. But I think if he just hits it,
it looks good. But we need the yard.
We need the yard.
Yes, sir.
There you go. I couldn't have said it better.
Strong stop by the Hempstead Bobcats on tonight. Wonderful field position of getting down the field and making a stop on the special team. Falcons are in tough territory. Actually gets the snap, hands off the
Winters.
Winters he's motoring along for them yards. Stop by host of Bobcats. Then, also stop on the play by the Hempstead Bobcats. Ernesto on the stop, senior.
This is what I'm talking about. The Falcons begin to open up and wear down the Hempstead Bobcats defensive line. They open up with the pass. Now you're seeing some power running from Winters. And Coach Robinson, I believe he has a plan. You hit, run, go on the fly.
What a catch!
Top flight connection.
You won't catch him tonight.
Top flight connection. The Falcons has the keys to the door, and it's unlocked, folks, and we're going in. Touchdown, Falcons.
My.
How sweet it is.
That reception, Calvin Reynolds on tonight.
Mr. Kevin Reynolds, a senior, all the way from Brookston, Texas. Kevin Reynolds. That pass was all the way from Flying J's.
That was Flying J's.
From Flying J's. And we'll give you a shout-out, Flying J's. We'll be coming to holler at you for sponsorship. And now, the Falcons are getting set to kick. Booched. Once again, the Bobcats, we have a flag. We got offsides. Looks like the Falcons are going to get another chance. And what we're seeing here is the Bobcats are anticipating this count and trying to turn that corner to block the field goal to catch up and get a quick score here, but it's not working. They've jumped offside. I believe it's going to be against number 4, Howard Toller.
A lot of penetration on the play of our field goal block team. A lot of penetration is making it real difficult. Well, kicker gets the ball off, and he get it off that time, and it's good.
And the Falcons will have it, and the point is good. The Falcons take a lead 21-13.
Just to give you a caption now, that was corner, Ackley, quarterback who gave an awesome pass to Kevin Lanos on the play, and we're now in the second quarter with 7 minutes and 3 seconds left on the clock. Falcons are up 21-13. Awesome night on tonight. Then outstanding players, Will Smith and Tyson Mays for the Bobcats. Defensively, standing out is Troy Reese, along with Fred Tompkins on tonight. Standout players on the defensively for the Royal Falcons is Zach Barley, Chase Pierre, and Reese.
I like what the Falcons defense are doing. The Falcons defense are playing a little bit more aggressively on tonight.
Very aggressive.
And I think that it's a stem of what we saw at the end of the Episcopal game on last week. The Episcopal Knights handed the Falcons a hard plate on last week, but the Falcons didn't give up. As we look at Mr. Smith takes the ball, that kid has speed, and he knows how to look.
That's open field. He's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Will Smith.
I mean, he's
on the run.
Guys,
touchdown.
He's making this very easy.
Very easy.
The Falcons need to go back and regroup and look at this. And just like that, the Bobcats are back in the ball game.
That's Will Smith, and
didn't need much blocking. The speed just took care of it all.
He tiptoed for 10 yards
and just took off.
Just took off. We have to stay in our lanes on the kickoff team. But awesome job by Will Smith. Defense is back on the field. It was 19-21. Falcons are still up.
The Bobcats looks like they're going to get set. The timeout on the field. Falcons called timeout. Looked like the Bobcats were set for the 2-point conversion to tie this ball game.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're on an open mic broadcast, giving you the best of sports, academics, and athletics here in Waller County.
Yes, I'd like to appreciate everyone, all our listeners. We'd like to welcome them on tonight. We're serving the community through faith and athletics. The Ford F-150 and Ellen Jones. We are here for Falcons Network. We are actually broadcasting the Royal Falcons athletics this year. Every Friday night, tune in. Tonight we have the Hempstead Bobcats versus the Royal Falcons. The Hempstead Bobcats are in their all black with the green stripes down the side, green helmets, and the Falcons are outfitted with their battle red bottoms and the white tops. Hempstead Bobcats at home on tonight. Will Smith. Falcons look to stop the conversion. And the Bobcats get in. After the timeout, the Bobcats go for the conversion, and they reach their goal. And 6:48 left to go in the first half. This is a tie ball game. And who would have knew that we would have had a high score this affair?
This is true. We wouldn't expect. We knew it was going to have a ball game tonight. But we know it's going to be this close.
But I tell you what, if I can remember our predictions, we predicted something in this area on several weeks at the Varsity Grill with the Bobcats versus the Falcons. We knew that it was going to be a pretty good game. And my vote was the Falcons going to come out on top. And so we're looking to see how the Falcons handle this touchdown by Mr. Will Smith. When we go into the halftime for the for this time, the coach have to really key in on penalties. They're going to have to focus on containing Mr. Will Smith.
Oh, yes. Have to find a way to slow him down. Like I said earlier, he's a dual threat with his passing and with his speed on the ground. We do have Hempstead Bobcats are setting up kickoff. They're kicking off, and we have Chase Pierre's runner. He chose to get it. He fumbled it. He falls on it. Good decision by Chase Pierre.
And the Bobcats played it smart this time. They didn't kick it. They kicked it away from Sean Roberts, the speedster from Royal. And the Royal will have the ball at the 30-yard line, about 1st and 10 here. With about 6:45 to go in the first half of Falcon football. Live here at Hempstead, Texas at Bobcat Stadium. It's an exciting night for football. The lights are bright, clear skies. We're excited to be here, blessed by the best. And we're just glad for the opportunity to bring you this broadcast, open mic broadcast network, serving the community through faith and athletics. Falcons have the ball. Roberts gets the call. He turns the corner. He shows a burst of speed. This kid has speed.
That's to the house. That's to the house.
I don't know about you,
I'm looking for the flag.
but I would love to line up Will Smith and Sean Roberts and just let them run 100 yards and see who's the fastest guy. Because these two guys got speed. I can watch them all night.
Yes.
You talking about speed, somebody's going to be going to state. One thing about it, you can't stop speed. I don't know what play you got to run, but you can't beat speed. We talking about running plays. We're not talking about
the river to stop his speed, y'all.
Hey, we up here. I tell you what, we've just got an antidote.
Yeah, we got an antidote. All age.
Hey, time and age will catch up with you, folks, and slow you down. But on tonight, Roberts and Smith they are putting on a show for the Hempstead Bobcats and the Royal Falcons. I'm anxious to see If we're going to kick this ball back to Will Smith, I don't think so. The Falcons.
I don't know what's going on in the coaching room for the Royal Falcons, but it's exciting going on in that room, Coach. I'm a little nervous sitting right here.
Well, it's a great night for Falcons football here at Bobcat Stadium. We knew that it was going to be a barn burner,
yes,
if you will. We knew it was going to be that type of football game. I'm glad to see young man Sean Roberts step up. This is great for the Falcons, great for the coaching staff, great for the community. To see all these players, Cedric Stroud, to see Connor Ackley, Kevin Rand, these guys gel together to come and just make this a game. Many probably would have thought it would be a blowout, but I beg to differ. I knew our kids were going to come out fired up. We knew that Hempstead was going to bring the game, and so I'm glad that we came to meet these guys.
Yeah,
and I'm excited, and the Falcons have the lead as we speak. 6 minutes, 32 seconds. For those that just joined us, just a little recap of some of the action in second quarter action. C.J. Strauss with a touchdown for the Falcons would take the Falcons up. Hempstead has the ball. We have another speedster. He's looking.
He's finding room.
Falcons going
to the sideline.
And the Falcons run this young man down. And I tell you, he's taking the page out of Will Smith's book. Number 11, Jalen Thomas. And the Bobcats are going to have excellent field position to first and 10 Bobcats. The ball will be on the 37-yard line, second quarter. 21-28 Falcons. Once again, a recap, second quarter. We have at the 4 plays. On the 5th play, we have a pass to Kevin Reynolds.
That pass. Smith is looking. Got a receiver wide open. It looks like it's a touchdown.
Tyson Mays scores for the Bobcats. I'm a little bit confused because early in the game it looks like it was going to be a defensive battle.
Yeah.
And to me, both defenses have taken the break. I don't know if they're tired or they're just blowing coverages and the game is just going up in the score, which is great for me. I love calling an exciting game. But I know the defense is going to have to get back in and knuckle down and stay home.
Red Tompkins on the play.
As we have a timeout on the field.
Touchdown. Got Hempstead with a timeout.
Sponsored by Nike Insurance Agency. United Insurance, a proud sponsor of the youth in our community. Providing next year auto loans.
Let's pay some bills real quickly. We have some sponsors that we want to give a shout out to.
Waller County Bulldog Club, as Waller ISD booth supporters, Larry's Automotive. They're located at 30540 FM 1488 in Waller, Texas, the field store area. As the Bobcats come out, set to kick the extra point after the timeout. Kick is up. Kick is good. It's going to be a tie ball game at 6:07.
No good?
Actually, that point is no good. And I'll tell you what, that those mixed extra points has been the tell of this football game in terms of Royal keeping the lead.
Yeah.
It's been kind of in Royal favor. The Falcons, I'm interested to see what they're going to come up with. And I know that the Bobcats will be kicking away from Sean Roberts, the speedster, but the Falcons' offense have been very potent, have collected quite a few yards.
Yes, it's true.
On the play here. You're talking about instant offense, top flight connection from Ackley to Cedric Strauss, top flight connection from Ackley to Mr. Kevin Reynolds, and just the speed of Sean Roberts have got the Falcons into a 28-27 lead. The Falcons are led by Mr. Chase Pierre's defense, Mr. Damian Jacobs, Donald Richards have been just exceptional defensive backs for the Falcons. Mr. Deshaun Kizee, along with Mr. Devin, the big man I call him, Mr. Devin Martin, number 53. The ball is up. It's a flop. Falcons, good deal. It was an onside kick and very smart move by the Falcons. Number 57, Anthony Campos. Shout out to the Campos family in Brookshire, Texas. Anthony Campos feels the onside kick. Falcons will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line at 6:07 to go in the second quarter.
Score is 27 Bobcats, 28 for the Falcons. Falcons have the ball. Packers in shotgun formation. Hands off the ball to Winters. He's hit hard on the play.
That'll be number 4, Howard Toller. Number 34. It's going to be a big-time hit by Toller. And Winters, it looks a little shaken up. He's got a limp there. But I think he's a trooper. He'll be okay. It's going to be second down and probably about right at 10, maybe 11 yards. The Falcons have an opportunity to get a quick score. See Winters, Ackley in the shotgun. Winters takes the hold, stops again.
I did hard by Fred.
I don't understand why we're running that again. We have not had too much success with that. Falcons have to open it up and get the passes down. Winters, they have to get the pass down. It'll be 11, Austin Winston. No gain. Actually, a loss of 2 yards on that. Fred Tompkins met the Falcons. Number 9, a senior, a 6'3" senior, 240 pounds. Winters wasn't going nowhere with that one, Rev.
No, he jumped on his back and immediately he went down.
It's going to be 3rd and long for the Falcons. I noticed that they're just not bringing Sean Roberts into the game. Timeout of Falcons. A very smart call by Eric Robertson, Coach Robertson. He's trying to get this clock down to go into the field house ahead of the Bobcats and not really want to get the ball back to Mr. Will Smith and company. The Falcons are trying to take control of the possession time here late in the second quarter of this ball game. We'd like to welcome all our listeners of the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We are here live at Bobcat Stadium, the voice of the Falcons, Ford F-150, and the running rev, Ellen Jones. He's in the house. We'd like to thank all our sponsors. And if you want to become a sponsor to support Waller County Athletics, go to www.ktorradio.com, 832-213-8824. If you want to become a sponsor of Waller County Athletics, go to ktorradio.com, 832-213-8824. Also would like to thank Royal Independent School District, 3463 Owens Road, 34636 Owens Road. Ackley, flags fly, Ackley, he takes it, free play, still up, driven out of bounds by a host of Bobcats. Flags fly, it looks like it's going to go against the Bobcats. Might be outsides on this one.
Offsides on the Bobcats. 5-yard penalty. We'll take that.
Third and 6 for the Falcons. Falcons are set. Roberts in the backfield, the speedster. Roberts gets the call. And he's driven back for another 5 yards. He didn't get anywhere on that one. A little bit too much razzle-dazzle on that play. Fred Tompkins and company.
Tompkins was cut on the play. He was double-teamed, fought through the double-team, got up, and still made the tackle.
The relentless effort of the Bobcat defense is starting to show. It's 4th and 9. The Falcons have to keep this lead going into the halftime.
Yes. They're going to punt.
There's a lot of time on the clock. 3 minutes and 34 seconds is a lot of time going into the half. High snap. Ackley up, and over. Takes a Bobcat bounce. A
serious Bobcat bounce.
Busby went down. It's going to be. The ball is going to be spotted at the 32-yard line for the Bobcats. Will Smith and company. You have to watch these guys. Tyson Mays is someone you want to look at. Howard Toller, sophomore, 5'9", running back. You got to watch these guys because they have quick speed and they can score quick. Falcons defense is out. They get up.
Bobcats in the spread offense. Will Smith gets the carry, gets the pass off.
Incomplete
pass. Ladies and gentlemen, the flats were wide open.
That's what I was looking at. I was just saying that's a good thing for defensive back Donald Richards because he just left his man. He just took off running, and the receiver came back to get the ball, and nobody was covering him.
Nobody.
I'll tell you what,
that was a 10-yard separation.
10-yard separation. That could have been really bad for the Falcons, but fortunately, it was an incomplete pass. Second down. Smith just decides to take matters in his own hands, and once again, the speedster picks up a first down for the Bobcats. Chase Pierre. Tell you what. A little hard to keep up with, huh?
Yeah. I'm trying to keep up with the game, Summer, but I'm too busy watching the game.
About the 4-4. Pass is up. Donald Richards.
Will just closed his eyes and threw it.
Donald Richards will have to bump and go. He gets beat again, but fortunately, the pass was out of the range for number 1, Denzel Perry. We get some cold water up here. I don't know. We have to go down to the Falcons area and get us some
living water.
The living water. Will Smith picks up another 7 yards.
He was hit hard on the play by Kennedy.
As long as the Falcons are stopping them, the clock is running, and we can get into this locker room with a 1-point lead and kind of dust ourselves off and get ready for the second half. 3rd and 2. Falcons will have to hold. Will Smith, Tyson Mays, setback. Smith in the shotgun. Takes the high step. The ball was loose. Falcons, I tell you what, did his eyes close or what? He had him wrapped up in the Falcons' pursuit for a great defensive effort, but it kind of scared me there. Looked like we had
John Martin on the tackle.
He just spent off of it. The host of Falcons.
Ladies and gentlemen, this coaching office over here is rattling.
going to be a 4th down and long. Back to punt. See number 9, Fred Tompkins. He's looking. The punt is up. A great punt. Great punt. Roberts elects not to, and from here, that probably was a good choice. We didn't want to take the chance of the Bobcats coming up with the ball. That would have been a devastating blow to the Falcons had Sean Roberts fumbled the ball.
Yes.
In the Bobcat territory.
Falcons have the ball on their own 5-yard line with 1 minute and 35 seconds left in the second quarter. Ackley is running out on the field.
I'm curious to see how the Falcons are going to come out there. They're inside their own 10-yard line, backed up at the 5, at 1 minute and 35 to go, 28-27 Falcons. 1st and 10. Ball is placed on the 5-yard line. Ackley in the shotgun. Winters set in the backfield behind him. Curious to see what Coach Robinson is going to come out with.
Timeout has been called. Charge to the Falcons. Once again, we're here in Hempstead, Texas, between the Waller County rivalry matchup, the Hempstead Bobcats and the Royal Falcons. Score is 28-27 with 1 minute and 35 seconds left going into halftime. The band is warming up. The cheerleaders have already stretched. We're looking to have a great halftime show. But this ball game on tonight, Ford F-150, is exciting here in heavenly Hempstead, the watermelon capital of the world.
Yes, indeed. We're excited live here. The lights are bright. I'm excited. I tell you, it's a great night for Friday Night Football. We'll be trying in a minute to try to get you some halftime scores from somewhere here, and we'll get those scores out to you as soon as we can. We got other games in the district on tonight, but right now this is the Waller County matchup: Royal Falcons against the Hempstead Bobcats, and it's everything that is cooked up to be. We're seeing an exciting display of football. 1st and 10, Ackley under the center, takes a snap and goes straight in.
We have a fumble. Fumble on the play.
I tell you what, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We have been running in the shotgun for quite some time, Real. As soon as we get under the center.
That was the first play up under the center. That shotgun been working for us all day.
Didn't understand that play.
There was a bad connection between the center and the quarterback, resulted into a fumble on the play with Hempstead on the 5-yard line going in. Falcon territory. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Will Smith for the 5-yard run.
The touchdown Hempstead, that you know, it was not a hard task for the Bobcats. That was an easy pickup for Will Smith. Yet another touchdown for him to bring this score 33-28. And I'm curious to see what the Falcons are going to come out with after the halftime. Any regrouping, that was just an ill-advised play on the behalf of the coaching staff of the Falcons. Probably wouldn't have tried anything new deep down in that territory. I don't know about you, but I continue to run Sean Roberts to the wing and try to get some yards or push Winters just power up in that situation. The extra point is good. 1 minute and 24 seconds to go. The Falcons 28, the Bobcats 34. We're getting set for some live action by the Royal Marching Sound Machine coming up at halftime. They're excited under Director of Bands, Mr. Sam Long and Mr. Gary Miller. And then next you'll hear the Hempstead Bobcat Band. And they're excited and geared up. It's always a joy to see these two bands perform on the field. Both bands, if you will, are in the rebuilding stage, and we're just excited to see what they're going to be bringing to the table. It's the Ford F-150 and the running rev at the voice of Waller County Athletics. We're here live at Hempstead Stadium, the Bobcat Stadium. We're here live. We're thankful for all our sponsors and our listeners who are out on tonight. Friday nights here at Bobcat Stadium in Hempstead. The kick is up. It's a
squib kick. Kevin got the ball. He's running. Stiff ball. Brings him down. Raw takes the ball at the 40-yard line.
The senior Kevin Reynolds will take the return. And about a minute to go, which is eternity in football. Just enough time to get us a top-flight connection to see if we can get into this locker room for halftime with a tie ball game.
Sean Roberts has checked into the ball game along with C.J. Strauss. After he steps out, he is in shotgun formation, with Sean accompanying him in the backfield along with Cameron. Another false start by Cameron.
The Falcons have to get a grip. They cannot continue to be plagued by penalties. Penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty have plagued the Falcons, not only this week, but on last week. And if we don't get a grip on that, it's going to cost us in the long run.
You want to know something, Coach Ford? Hold your seat. It's going to make you fall out. I tell you, just hold your seat. Don't I tell you? Penalties cause problems.
Yes, they do.
Take it to the bank.
They do.
Backly in shotgun formation. Hands off to Roberts.
Roberts turns the corner
for the sideline. Will Smith will not go for that.
This is a very strategic play by the Hempstead Bobcats. I've watched the adjustments. They have been letting Sean Roberts beat them all night long. And I'll tell you, it doesn't take a rocket scientist by the source to put speed on speed. What he did, he brought the speed and Will Smith up and to say, hey, I just need to cover one guy.
Go wherever Sean
Roberts go. And I don't understand why the Falcons are not seeing that in terms of stopping Will Smith. But and because Sean Roberts can lay a hit on you,
yes, sir,
as well.
Yes, sir.
I would use him on both sides of the ball. He has the speed. Whistles blow.
Sean Roberts is hit hard again. I guess they were trying to play again, and he's hit hard.
About 22 seconds to go in the half, 19. The countdown has begun for the halftime of 3rd and 15. Looks like the Falcons are going to walk this one all the way down.
I believe that's what Coach Robinson is doing, and just trying to run the clock out to get us through halftime. Look like he'll succeed.
And we're getting ready to take the halftime off and listen to the band. Hempstead Bobcats 34, the Royal Falcons 28. As we get ready to hear from the mighty Falcon band. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Hempstead Bobcat band at the halftime show on tonight. You just heard the Royal Marching Sound Machine. In just a few minutes, we're going to be speaking with Deontay Lewis of the Boys and Girls Club for the halftime interview. Just a recap of tonight's football game. A very exciting first half. Royal Falcons at 28 and the Hempstead Bobcats 34. Very exciting. Early in the first quarter, Sean Roberts, after 4 plays for the Falcons, a touchdown. Falcons missed the field goal, and right back for Hempstead, Will Smith with a pass to Adam Bank for a touchdown brings the score with a missed field goal. Royal 6, Hempstead Bobcats 7. Later in the quarter, the Falcons with 3 and out in the punt, and with Hempstead with the ball, a touchdown by the quarterback Will Smith. With Hempstead will take the lead 13-7. Falcons get the ball back at that time and 4 plays and a pass to Cedric Strauss, a TD pass. And the Falcons will take the lead 14-13. And then so we got coming into the second quarter, 4 plays and all the pass to Kevin Reynolds, a TD pass, a quick pass. Kevin Reynolds picked up it's probably about a 44-yard touchdown pass to take the Falcons up to 21-14. And so we have a great first half and lots of scoring. Sean Roberts, a great standout player. Fred Thompson of the Hempstead Bobcats, and Will Smith. I tell you, speed. Watching those two guys go at it, I don't know. Sean Roberts on the Falcons end, and Will Smith on the quarterback for Hempstead Bobcat is just going back and forth. Very exciting. We're looking forward to an exciting second half. It's going to be a barn burner. We know it's going to go down to the wire with these two Waller County teams. The Falcons have shown a lot of progression. They've progressed a lot since last week. And, we got my main man, Deontay Lewis from the Boys and Girls Club. He's here. Welcome to the show.
Man, thank you. It's an honor, man. This is a real good game right here, man. Really going back and forth. Got Sean and the boy William going, so it's looking really good. I'm glad I came out here.
So we're glad to have you here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We spoke, tried to get you in on last Friday night at the festival game, but we're here on tonight. We're excited, and we're chopping it up here with you. Listen, looking at that first quarter of play, I heard you talk about Sean Robinson last week. They didn't get him in much. Matter of fact, he wasn't able to play because of some other situation, but we're glad to see him on tonight. Looking at those two guys, I mean, we have young speed, old speed. Sean Roberts being a junior, if you will, and then you have the senior in Will Smith, a guy who racked up 3,400 yards on last year. I mean, how important is speed in the game of football?
You know, one of the biggest things, playing myself, man, I had a good 4.4 speed, but it's more how you use that speed. And these guys have that patience, like one of the biggest things, like it's one thing to just be blatantly fast. There's another thing when you have the patience to know when you need to hit the gaps and the vision that you need to have to know which gaps are available. Something that I talked to Sean about actually last night, so I'm glad that he's actually implementing this today because he's really doing what I expected out of him from jump. So it's really looking good for him. And the Will Smith guy, you can tell he's been around. So.
Yeah, he's been around. You're talking about some things in you're talking about some things about speed and knowing the game and knowing about the gaps. I've watched both players on tonight. We watched Will Smith. I saw him take his time and patiently pick the hole that he's going to run in and then use that speed to get him through. Obviously, he's probably about the fastest guy on the team. Same as Sean Roberts. One thing about Sean Roberts, I see the big difference between the two. If you want to compare and contrast, if you will, the maturity in Will Smith. He knows that to go ahead and hit it, and we see a lot of juking in Sean Roberts, and then he tries to use his speed, and he kind of runs out of gas a little bit. But when you see Smith hit that hole, he doesn't waste any time. He knows in advance which way he's going. I know that comes from experience. And we're talking about experience. We're talking about building a program. We're talking about even Sean Roberts. I met him as a young kid, 6th, 7th grade, and I understand that he played a lot of youth football, and that's one of the things that makes the difference is knowing the game coming into this thing, and so that's an awesome segue that you was talking about there, and we talk about youth sports, and we want to let our listeners know that you're doing some great things in the Brookshire community at the Boys and Girls Club. We're glad that you're here all the way from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. There you go. The Cheesehead. There you go. And so we're excited to have you in Texas, and we're going to make you a Texas before it's over. And so just tell us what are some of the great things you got at the Boys and Girls Club and what brought you down here.
Got you. Well, what brought me down here, the clubs actually brought me down here. I was working with the club for the last 8 years, all throughout college during the summer months. Also, being able to make sure that I was living out my mission. And my mission was to really give back to the kids that come from where I come from. it's those humble beginnings that really make you appreciate the things that God has in store for you. So coming down here, I knew that I was going to work with the clubs as I transferred down here with the organization, staying in the movement. However, one of the biggest things that we have going at Brookshire, I love Brookshire, by the way, man. I come from a city, but I love the country. So one of the bigger things that I want to do for the youth out here is be able to get them started at an early stage. You know, Sean was blessed with the opportunity to really get that early youth league experience because you get those fundamentals at an early stage. You know, one of those biggest things is we start at the 8th grade level. We starting at the 8th grade, and that's too late. So we need to get these kids involved around 6, 7 years old to learn the basics, learn gaps, learn how to run the ball, learn how to hold the ball, learn how to catch the ball.
It's true. It's imperative to have the fundamentals. And I'm watching the Hempstead Bobcats, and I see great technique, and I see things of that nature. And we know there's awesome startup program here in Hempstead. They have it in Sealy. They have it in Belleville and the surrounding areas, Columbus, and we know they have it in Katy, in Cypress. And so I am excited to see Little League football, if you will, Brookshire flag football, however you want to call it. I'm glad to see the starters program come to Brookshire, Texas. That's going to be a great thing. And see, many people believe that it's going to just be awesome for athletics. It's not just going to be awesome for athletics. It's going to be awesome for the community. It's going to be awesome for the school academically. It's going to be awesome socially. It's going to cause families to come together. It's going to cause relationships to be mended that have been severed because of such a losing mentality, if you will, or a negative mentality that have soared or poured through that community. And I appreciate all the great things that the Boys and Girls Club has brought. Myself being in addition to about 8 years, I've seen the up and downs. I've traveled with the band and traveled with the football team as we went 3 deep in the playoffs twice with another speaker in Brandon Williams. He's now at Texas A&M. And so looking at Sean Roberts on tonight, he was even the coach of Oklahoma now, Stoops, if you will, came down and shared some words of wisdom to him when he was in the 7th grade. Wow. And that's awesome, you know, that he's here now carrying this football team. And I think we're going to see a lot more of him tonight. Definitely. And so what are some of your predictions for the second half?
I say Sean rushed for about 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. I see it. He's really going to come out and burst into the scene. This is that wake-up game for him. Texas, get ready. I'm a huge fan of his. I love him as a kid. And one thing that you really poked out to was disappointed to was the fact that we're not just talking about athletes. We're talking student athletes.
Yes.
You know, we really want to get them that foundation where they can actually make sure that they understand the importance of academics. Your talent can get you through high school, but your talent just alone can't get you to college.
That's true. We're in the Raw Independent School District, and we're advocates of athletics, academics, and achievement. Exactly. We're soaring with success because we will not accept nothing less. We want the best for our kids, and we are, as the Bobcats get set to come back out, as we continue this interview, we're here. We're going to get back to the live coverage, but I got to hit on this a little bit. We have coming up open house on next Wednesday, on the 17th. We're asking all our listeners to come out to support our kids in the classroom at the high school. Further down the line, in October, I believe it's the 17th or the 12th, if you will, we have a walkathon. We'll give you more information on that. But more importantly, or even more importantly, or closer in the near future, actually tomorrow from 9 to 12. Tell us what's going on.
Man, we're going to bring them out. We got the Royal Football Combine. We're really going to come out there and get those kids exposed to and knowledge of the basic skills of being able to play football. We're starting with the 6 years old, all the way up to the 6th grade. So we're really going to bring these kids out and expose them to a lot of the drills and skills to prepare them to be able to take on this football league, you know. So it's going to be the open act. The teams will be formed at this time, and
want something to drink.
We really plan on making this program one of the top programs in the area, as well as in the state. And I'm convinced that we can make this little league really burst into the scene and really be something cool in there with our kids. I really,
that's a long walk.
I want to really give a major challenge, like the ALS challenge, to the parents.
I got you.
The parents and the family. I want to challenge you to come out and support your kids. There's nothing better than being able to see your kids, see your parents in the stands while you're doing any sport. That's just an affirmation for them. So we need to make sure that we show them that support.
Great job. We're looking for to see all the community leaders, parents, and staff to come out to support Raw football. And we get back to second half coverage. And we appreciate Mr. Lewis, and he's hanging out here while the Rev is taking the break. He's gonna hang out with me a little bit. And let's talk football. As you see, what we're looking at, we're looking at Will Smith. He's in the shotgun with the pass.
Oh yeah, good job.
Incomplete. Now it's gonna be first and 10. A minute and 46 seconds to go in the as we open up the third quarter. The Bobcats will have the ball. And looking at this offense that the Bobcats has is not really different from what the Falcons have been running.
Yeah, the only thing is they have that 4 wide receiver set that's really powerful. It spreads the field out, so that gives the guy Will Smith more space to operate in. That's dangerous.
This is true. And we got Smith in the shotgun. He's looking high snap. He's going to keep the ball. We see the guards pull, and the Bobcats continue to do what they have done in first quarter. Zachariah Barley with the takeout. He's excited. He's crunk. He's geared up. He's ready to go. I'm excited about the Falcons defense as well. I've been watching them. I watched them on last week. We watched them towards the end of the game. We only scored 7 points, but we began to stop the Episcopal Knights. And looking at them tonight, the Falcons look like they're going to get warmed up, but they cannot let Will Smith get loose.
Yeah, those DNs really have to contain those ends in order for them to make sure that he stays in that inside where all the help defense is.
Donald Richards, he has to wrap up, and good stop by the Falcons defense. That's exactly what you were saying. Mm-hmm. The ends are going to have to stay home. The ends going to have to they're going to have to stay home. Donald Richards, and we have Daniel Perry with the reception. Rev is that's the running Rev. He's with us. Yeah. Second down. Keeper. Smith meets Chase Pierre, another standout senior for the Falcons. A great defensive scholar, student of the game. He's excited. A great kid. I've watched him since he was in junior high, and he's come a long way.
One of my favorite players is right there, too. So.
Yeah, I tell you what, Chase Pierre gets out there at practice. He gets out there in the classrooms and out there on the field. He's an excitable guy. He gets very excited. He's passionate about the game. I like to see him coming. He gets the kids fired up, and he's just a great leader on this Falcon defense.
Yeah. I'm not sure how big this right tackle is. He looks like he's about 6'5".
What number is that?
What number? 79.
Yes,
Jesus Dillon. 6'9",
340 pounds. When you got someone like that, you can open up a hole. But Tyson May with the gainer for about 8 yards. But you got Jesus Dillon, 6'9", 345. That guy has a future ahead of him.
NFL lineman.
It's going to be first down and 3. Actually, 2nd and 3. Ball is up. Incomplete. Intended for Ozell Gillum. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 3. Ball on the 38 for the Bobcats. Williams.
See, bad containment.
Smith with the keeper.
You got to contain.
We were talking about there's flags on the play. We was talking about that speed. We was talking about the maturity level. We was talking about picking those holes. You watch him right now as he chooses where he wants to go. He already knows when he gets the snap which direction he's going. One thing you don't want to do is make him scramble because he can hurt you even worse.
And you have to stay disciplined because he's one of those guys that cross all the way over on the other side of the field. So if you don't stay in your lane, it could be problems, just like we saw right there. But the good thing is a holding, so bring him back.
It's going to be holding on the Bobcats.
10-yard penalty.
A good 10-yard penalty. Third down and about 6 to go for the Bobcats. Can the Falcons hold? Falcons have to stay home. Got receivers out.
Good.
That's confusion. Pass is up. Stay home. And whoa, I tell you what. We just called it. And that's number 12, Adam Banks, for the touchdown reception, what looks like a 40-yard pass. So pass interference is going to be waved off. About a 45-yard pass, TD touchdown from Will Smith for the Bobcats. Bobcats go up 40-28.
Hey, that guy's nice, I'll tell you that.
He's
a gamer, man.
When you have that type of size in your receiving core, it's kind of hard for the Falcons DBs to keep up with that. They don't have the speed the Bobcats have. They don't have the height on the ends that the Bobcats have, and so you have to use your physical when you lack in speed and height.
I'll tell you one thing, man. We really got a lot of the alignment. You know, they always say during college, it's all from the alignment of how you stand on the ball. That really dictates what's going to happen the next play. So if you align incorrectly, you're going to get the chances that you getting burned is going to be high. So
yeah,
but based off of your alignment, being that you're dealing with a guy that's 6'1", 6'2", you have to align and your technique has to really be on point in order for you to be able to fight in that.
That's true, and it's important to take him off the ball. It's important for you to confuse his route.
There you go.
And you give him something right off that line, and you disturb that route, and you mess up the whole flow of the offense. And so I know that's some of the things that's going to be taught in this league that's coming up at the Boys and Girls Club, those fundamentals. It's very imperative that we do that. We got number 22 for the Bobcats getting ready to kick off, Mario McGowan, a high kick.
They don't want to kick it to down anymore.
And the Bobcats are growing smart. They are not kicking it to Sean Roberts anymore. We're gonna get the rails back up in a minute. We finally got some air up in this press box. We didn't want to put the Hempstead Bobcats on blast, but I'm enjoying myself in this cool breeze out here. It's a lovely Friday night of Falcons football. We're here at Bobcat Stadium. We like to appreciate Mr. Dante of being our guest co-host on tonight. We don't know how long he's going to stay with us, but we appreciate him. Ackley, Roberts, turns the corner with the speed, and we see the difference. We see the hesitation. We see the picking and choosing of the gaps. That's going to be probably about a close to 2-yard gain. Not really much on that carry.
You know, another thing is their defense is very disciplined. You can tell they're an older team. They really keeping that containment, you know. Like he's running to the sideline while the defense is flowing out there. So they're really pursuing hard to the ball, which is tough to run against.
Yes, it is. The Falcons have had a hard time rushing against this defense. But we've had success with the short passes. We had success opening up a little bit, and that's what they're going to have to continue to do. Use their speed. Use the speed. And you can see the difference here. Sean Roberts gets after it. And what looks like the Falcons go with the same play again. They're going to run Sean Roberts with a sweep to the right. And from the looks of it from up here, the Hempstead Bobcats had the number of defense. They're not allowing the Falcons to run that. The Falcons are going to have to mix it up. They're going to have to do something a little different. We've seen this before, and we're looking at the end of last week's ball game against the Knights. We watched the Falcons mix it up. And that's what got us that scoring in. That's what got us that success. And we're going to have to go back to what we did the first quarter.
There you go.
If it's not broke, don't try to fix it. Whistles blow, flags fly. As we're saying, if it's not broke, don't try to fix it. Didn't understand a couple of play calls down in the stretch in the second quarter, but it's the start of a new half, and so we're going to go. For all our listeners, we're going to welcome you back. And for those who are just coming in, the Open Mic Broadcast is the voice of the Falcons, Ford F-150, along with my guest host, Mr. Deontay Lewis, and the running ref, Ellen Jones. He's in the house. He's excited to be here. The Open Mic Broadcast Network here live at Hempstead Stadium, Bobcat Stadium, in Hempstead, Texas. Some of our sponsors, Galileo's Mexican Grills, would like to give a shout out to those great Mexican food. D-Lou, I don't know if you ate there yet.
I haven't, man. I got to get out there, though, man. Somebody's getting me some lunch Monday, so hopefully I can get it from there. You know?
This is true. Galileo's is a great meeting place for business meetings, a great meeting place for lunch when you're getting away from staff development. I mean, we go there all the time. I'm kind of surprised you've been right down the street in the district and you've never been there. You have to go. You can't miss it when you leave the district. It's right there on the corner, 1988 FM 359 Patterson, Texas. If you want to dial them up and tell them you're coming, 979-865-1906. Back to action, 8:03 in the third quarter, 3rd and 5, Falcons ball, 41-28 Bobcats ball on the 35.
There we
Ackley
go. Nice
will have to. He stripped up. He looked good. We thought he was going to keep it. All the receivers were covered well by the Hempstead Bobcats. Hey, you know, sometimes you have to know when to let it go. Sometimes you have to know when to keep it and push forward.
I tell you, man, we coming out this second half. We coming out a little slower than we ended it off, you know. So hopefully we pick it up.
Yeah, I don't know. My expectations was quite the opposite. I thought the Falcons would have come out still fired up from such a productive, great stop by the Falcons' second team, special teams, if you will. Belay my last special teams, number 7, Jordan Rollins, and number 59, Eleazar Madrino for the Falcons. And that's one thing the Falcons have as plus in the box for the Falcons. The Falcons, the special teams have done pretty well. They've contained the Bobcats, and they have not put them in field position to score. And so we just have to stop this Will Smith. I don't understand once again, the Falcons have to learn to wrap up. They have to learn to get that push off the ball. If there's running back, he's running through the defensive line of the Falcons, and it's hard to stop once he gets the momentum. That's Tyson Mays, a 5'7" senior, 160 pounds. He runs low to the ground, a lot of power, and I tell you what, you got a running back at that size, with that speed, running that low to the ground, it's going to be hard to stop.
And he's a senior, so he has that seniority.
Yeah, he has that vision.
Yeah, exactly.
He has that experience. Let me Denzel Perry. Zachariah Barley, another standout for the Falcons, is going to make the tackle. A great defensive effort for him on tonight. 2nd and 1, Bobcats. Up the hole.
Wow.
And
starting to look fatigued. We really need to step it up now. This is the time for us to really go for the guts. We got to get in there. looking as if we're getting tired down right now. So hopefully we can pick it up. Pick this energy.
I don't
up
know.
I don't
know. And I think it was kind of a may have been a motivator as we watched this touchdown again by Will Smith, the quarterback for Hempstead. Kick is up. And no good. We got a flag. As we go back to that last play, and even from halftime, I don't know, maybe it kind of have been a motivation changer being going into the locker room
without taking that shot.
Without going. And see, and you see the Falcons, they seem like they're out of gas. They seem like they took a negative turn coming out the locker room when they were yet so fired up. And so we didn't really get the chance that we needed to get coming out of the going into the halftime. And then as a conversion is good by number 4, Howard Toller. After the penalty, that's going to take the Bobcats up 49-28. 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the third quarter.
I tell you, these guys really look like gamers, man. The talent isn't an elite talent, but they have their gamers. You know, they really want to do anything it takes to win. Like this guy just flicks the ball over into the receiver hands, which is the way that you just got to have that fight. You have to have that determination that you're going to get in the end zone, and he just proved it right there.
That's true. And you spoke earlier, D. Lou, about the poise. You spoke earlier about the leadership. You spoke earlier about the experience of this Hempstead Bobcat team. And I'm looking at this roster, and I see most of the junior, senior, as opposed to looking over here at the Falcons, and you have mostly sophomore, junior. And so the experience will tell the tale in terms of your play. But the Falcons still have to gather themselves. They cannot give up now. They have to keep pushing. We've watched them. We've been here before, of course. And so we have to push through, get five off the ball. Let's get Sean Roberts some good looks. They start mixing it up on the offense. The Sarge coach for the Bobcats, he's figured us out. And so let's mix it up a little bit, and let's get some good gains. Chase Pierre will get the ball again. He looks good. He's going to have to tuck that head down, folks, and just run at it. A good run.
Good.
By the senior Chase Pierre. Falcons going to have a good field position at the outside the 40, but the 42-yard line. Ball on the 41-person team, Falcons 6-14. Once again, we'd like to welcome all our listeners to Open Mic Broadcast. It's the voice of Waller County Sports, the voice of the Falcons, Sport F-150, with my guest co-host, D. Lewis, from the Boys and Girls Club in Brookshire, Texas. He's joining me, along with my main man, Elliot Jones. He's in the house. We're excited. I'm giving a shout-out to Michael Prince over on the other side. He's chopping down for Hempstead. I know he's enjoying himself watching this go. Sean Roberts, he turns the corner with the stiff arm. I tell you what, he has a little strength, but the Hempstead Bobcats will not let him turn that corner.
We have to keep them honest. As far as, like, when you say mixing it up a lot, we really have to keep them honest. We haven't thrown the ball yet, so a lot of the problems is you just jam the box up and then make sure that they can't get to the outside, so we can't really execute using shine speed.
This is true. I'm not playing defense, but I can pretty much dictate what the Falcons are getting ready to do. And so the Falcons have to mix it up. I haven't seen winners with the ball this half, and so we're going to have to get some quicken out. And, this is not working for us. I don't understand. Maybe we need to knock on the door. I don't know. Maybe I need to beat on the wall. I don't understand the play calling for the Falcons, but they're going to have to push. Number 4, Alan Toller, with the takedown for the Bobcats. And the Falcons getting ready on the 3 and out. 3rd down and 9. The Falcons going to have to come up with a first down, or it's going to be not a pretty sight.
Right.
Ackley in the shotgun. Now the Falcons look to pass. And
and then on a passing down, like it's 3rd down and long, so they know they're going to pass it. So they
understood. And then there was a lack of motivation with that play. I mean, it was like we're just going to – it wasn't any effort. I don't understand what's going on the Falcons sideline, but we need to change that. And let's see what we've been looking at in the first half. Let's get that fire back for the Falcons. So you Falcon fans that are listening, let's get fired up and hold on to your seats and see what the Falcons are. High snap, Ackley with the punt, and it's a low punt. Ball is loose, and the Bobcats will have it. It's going to be Christian Trujillo for the Bobcats. They will have good field position at the 38. 49-28 Bobcats, first and 10, about 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. For the Bobcats. Smith looks to pass. 32 is wide open. Looks like a blown coverage for the Falcons. I mean, out in the flat, he's just waiting on the ball. Number 32, Marcus Jackson. And I know this young man by way of his grandmother, Marcus Jackson. I work with her, Mary Jackson. We're going to give you a shout-out. She works at Royal Junior High with myself. We call her Miss Jackson. That's her grandson, Marcus Jackson. I know she's somewhere in the house loving what he's doing on tonight.
Sorry, Miss Jackson, but we got to cheer for Royal, you know.
This is true. This is true. We're pulling for the Falcons. A great defensive effort by number 55, Kendrick Kennedy. That's going to bring up a loss for the Bobcats. And that's that fire we was looking for. There you go. That's that fire we was expecting the Falcons to come back with. And that's the fire that got us that lead in the first half. You know, that defensive effort, you know, we have minimized the Bobcats offense to just one person. They was not able to spread. Early in the first quarter, it was Will Smith and Tyson Mays along with Howard Toller. But later in the first quarter, second quarter, it was only Will Smith. You know, that was only one guy we had to kind of worry about. A little bit of Fred Tompkins, but mostly Will Smith. Mm-hmm. And so now they're spreading the ball, getting the ball out to the receivers, Marcus Jackson, Denzel Perry, Tyson Mays is taking his chump at the table. And so we're coming at a timeout, Hempstead, and we like to take this time to give out some shouts to sponsors and some other announcements. If you want to be a part and a sponsor for Waller County Athletics, www.ktorrradio.com, 832-213-8824. Our proud sponsors, Temple of Refuge Ministries, 45372 Old Highway 90, Prairie View, Texas, 77446, where the pastor is Pastor Michael Prince, the doctor, the good doctor, Michael Prince, good man, Open Mic Broadcast Network, co-host and friend. Waller County Bulldog Club, at the Waller ISD Booster Supporters, Armor Industries, Green Lawn Care. We'd like to thank D. Lou. Appreciate you for hanging in there.
Man, it was an honor. It was an honor, man. Staying up here with these two guys when they're celebrities. So
all is well.
I'm getting autographs and I'm out of here.
Glad to have you. All right, brother. Number 6, we got flags everywhere. Ozell Gillum, that bad. Ozell Gillum. Once again, we're live here at Hempstead Bobcat Stadium. 3:56 to go in the third quarter. Second down and 30. We got a flag on the play. Flags are everywhere. Let's see what's going on. Ford F-150 along with Ellen Jones. We are in the house, and we'd like to thank the main man, D. Lou, for coming out and sitting in with us. He's going back to the other side. Second and long after that play. Falcons have a chance to get a big play, and the speedster.
Will Smith, he's on the run. Good for him. He's brought down by Sean Roberts.
speed on speed. The only person that could have taken him down is the fastest guy over on the Falcons team, Sean Roberts. A touchdown-saving tackle by Sean Roberts.
Hard run by Will Smith, bringing it first down in Falcon territory. Smith in the shotgun, drop back, pass, the slot receiver who is wide open. He missed the pass, overthrew him.
Incomplete. One thing about it is the Falcons are scoring along with the Bulldogs, and we're in this game down to the wire. I believe the Falcons will have the edge because the Bulldogs are the Bobcats, if you will, have failed to convert on several occasions.
Yes.
And so we're looking at another opportunity for them as we run this play. Again, number 2, and he's finding the hole, but the Falcons are fighting hard. And he does not get in. And so at 3 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the third quarter, number 2, as Tyson Mays, will be second down and 10 for the Bobcats.
Tyson Mays on the run again, and off up the middle, running hard for the Bobcats. Will Smith calls for it. Oh, a mix up. You got a flag on the play.
I tell you what, we've had a penalty play game on tonight here at Bobcat Stadium. There's not too many plays that go by before we can see penalties on both sides of the ball. A lot of mental mistakes. And so we're going to have to. The Falcons are going to have to capitalize on those mistakes from the Bobcats. 1st and 8. Here's Smith, high snap.
Tyson untouched on the handoff to his sideline, scores the touchdown.
Once again, Tyson Mays finds the hole. The senior from Hempstead, 5'7", 160 pounds. And he's running low to the ground. It's hard to stop him once he gets going. The Falcons are going to have to get back in this. They're going to have to regroup as the Bobcats get set to kick this field goal.
Falcons went into halftime with burning desire. They started the game. I don't know what happened when they came out from halftime. Came out a little bit flat, but we still got some ball game left. And the score, we're in the third quarter here in Hempstead, Texas, with the Waller County matchup rivalry against the Hempstead Bobcats and the Royal Falcons. We're 2 minutes and 33 seconds into the third quarter with a score of 56-28 with the Bobcats on top.
And we're hoping that motivation going into the halftime did not change for the Falcons. We don't know what happened in the locker room. We don't know what was said, but we know that the motivation was high, or the attitude was high with them. But coming out of the locker room, there was a change. There was a change in the atmosphere. We don't. The Falcons going to have to gather themselves as we welcome our main man. He just came up. I tell you what, man, we're enjoying this game. It was exciting a little bit in the first half. The Falcons are going to have to gather themselves and regroup. Talking about their offense, they're being very predictable, Mike Prince, and so the Hempstead Bobcats stars have figured out that the Falcons are going to continue to try to run the ball. And as I said earlier, I said it last week, I said it again, if the Falcons mix it up, use their speed, they're going to be successful this year.
Well, it's been a pretty good game that I was listening to back and forth. We had a little double action going down with the Prairie View Lady Panthers. They were hosting the Northwestern Louisiana Lady Demons, and they lost in the soccer match by the score of 4-0. And I came here, I got the halftime report, and I said, they battling up there. And I come back. There's another late flag as there's a sweep to the right side, going to the corner and getting plenty of room, get across the 50-yard line. A big productive run, but it might be coming back with a flag, and it's been that kind of night for the Falcons.
I tell you what, Mike Prince, shout out to the Panthers. But listen, we've been saying this early in the game. Penalties have plagued the Falcons. They had a lot of bright spots, and Sean Roberts was glad to see him come out and play. Didn't get a chance to play last week, but he's out today, and he's got a lot of touches and a speedster. And I tell you what, speed matches speed. But the Falcons are going to have to. It's going to be declined by the Falcons, but they're going to have to watch those penalties because the penalties has actually changed the game for the Falcons.
We got first down. It looked like from the 48-yard line of the Falcons as they get ready to take over.
Ackley in the drop. We got Roberts in the backfield. We have yet to see Winters. Roberts gets the call, and he's going to be taken down hard by number 16, Von Morris, and they have the number of the Falcons. The Falcons, again, are going to have to mix it up. They're very predictable right now. I'm in the press box, and I can pretty much know what they're going to run. So the Falcons are going to have to mix it up. Looking at Sean Roberts, he's still in the game. We had not seen Austin Winters this half, the sophomore for the Falcons. And so the Falcons get set, second down and 19, 56-28 at a minute, 38 seconds to go in the game. Actually the third quarter. Ackley in the shotgun, long back, gets the snap. It's up. He looks to pass. And as I forestated, the Falcons will be successful if we pass the ball. And so we're not looking for the long ball, but those short passes, those 12 and out, those 7 is out, they're going to be open for the Falcons.
That's right. The Falcons had a blown play beforehand and come right back with the flat pass, a wide out pass, got big positive yards. So now it's a manageable down. It's actually going to be third down and 5, and let's see if the Falcons can try and put something together.
You're talking about putting something together, and that was the senior Chase Pierre with their reception, and Falcons get ready to try to move the chains. A great, a successful drive for the Falcons, if you will, thus far. Chase looking, Ackley, and there we are again. And the pass is caught. Number 8, Kevin Reynolds, and he's taken down by number 1, Denzel Perry, for the Bobcats. And once again, as I stated before, if the Falcons open it up, mix it up a little bit with that pass, it'll open up for the run.
Well, what happened, it was a slant pass and caught the pass wide open as he was breaking, really what you call a post, a skinny post pattern. And Tager gets an extra push as some blocking downfield, gets down inside the 20-yard line, and it's a golden opportunity for the Falcons here with 33 seconds remaining in this third quarter play. The Falcons on the short end of the stick, 56-28, and there's timeout for an injured player on the field.
And while we're taking this time out, we'll give a shout-out to all our listeners. And once again, it's the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of Waller County Athletics, the Ford 150, and my main man, Mike Prince, along with Ellen Jones. We are in the house live at Bobcat Stadium in Hempstead. We'd like to give a shout-out to the Learning Tree Academy, our daycare center, 837 12th Street, Hempstead, Texas. If you want to get in touch with them, dial 979-826-4703. Also, Armor Industry. Give a shout out to them in Waller, Texas, 936-372-1234. We're excited, and I also want to give a shout out to our good folks down in Waller at the Varsity Grill. Looking forward to getting with them sometime soon this year. And shout out to Miss Diana Ross and her crew at the Varsity Grill.
Yes,
and that's 31315 FM 2920. Down in Waller, Texas. Give them a call and set up your catfish at 936-372-9115. Getting ready for live action here at Bobcat Stadium, 56-28 for our listeners who are just joining us. The Bobcats are up. It's been an exciting football game. All what we've talked about, all what we've predicted this game to be. The Falcons are fighting hard. We're excited to see that those kids are buying into the system. While we still have a player down on the field, we're not sure who that is over on the far side of the Falcons sideline, but we're waiting to see what's going on. And while we're waiting, we were talking a little bit about Little League sports during the halftime with Mr. Deontay Lewis. Prince, just share with us how important is having that foundation for athletics.
Well, athletics is really essential for building a stronger tomorrow. And when I say that, it's not necessarily about the winning that comes involved with athletics. It's more about the discipline that it takes to be a student athlete, especially at today's time. It takes a lot of dedication. We'll finish it up. Yeah, we'll finish it up after this play.
We're back live action. Get the high snap. Roberts takes the hold, and we're talking about speed and the hard runner. I believe he gets across the lane, but they waved it off. From the looks of it, he got across, but I don't know. He's going to be stopped right at the hash mark of the 1 yard line. It's in inches. Now, the Falcons have been here before, and I kind of got nervous. But the Falcons going to have to capitalize on those yardage that they've gained. A great run by Sean Roberts, a different look. We looked and we've seen, well, look, that's going to be the end of the third quarter. And to top that off, we have coming in the third quarter, a 15-yard run, TD run, coming into the third quarter by Will Turner, and then a great run later after getting the ball back from the Falcons after a 3-and-out, a 57-yard run by Will Smith that set up an 8-yard run, TD run by Mr. Tyson Mays. And then we're here at 56 the 28 Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're live here in Hempstead, Texas at the Bobcat Stadium. And we were talking earlier about Little League sports in Brookshire, Texas, that's going to be coming up on tomorrow. It's going to be the flag football combine. That's pretty special. We're sending a challenge to the community leaders, asking for the dads, the brothers, the uncles, if you will, all the men to come out and support this endeavor as we get ready to work on rebuilding athletics in the Brookshire and the Waller County area. And so we're excited as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Falcons have a golden chance to get back on the score and to kind of get back that motivation that they had coming out of the second half, in the first half.
Well, it's still somewhat manageable if the Falcons can score quickly here and get a defensive turnover as they get ready here for the opening play.
We've got Reynolds in their quarterback, and the Falcons have the keys to the door. And that's our main man, Austin Winters. He's back. And that was going to be actually, I believe that's Kevin Reynolds at quarterbacks for the Falcons. In for Stacey Ackley. Not sure what happened to him. He might have a cramp or something to that nature. I've seen him stretching on the sideline. He's got a little limp, but he's going to be all right. He's a trooper. The Falcons get set for the extra point. The Hempstead Bobcats are coming, and it's good.
It looked like he took an extra long time to kick that off, but they did get it off. So the Bobcats lead now is 21 points, 56-35, 11:55 of the fourth quarter play. We got a lot. Man, where'd you guys get them drinks from over there? I'll check.
Well, actually, the guy over here who was holding the clock, and I just asked him. I don't know where they keep coming from. I see him. We had been up here talking for about an hour and a half, and had nothing to drink up here. I didn't see the hospitality cooler. And so I just asked him for one of his, and he passed it down. But
well, you know, that's a legend right there down there with that mic over there.
Yeah.
That's Mr. Bettis himself.
Yeah, he's
trying to be modest. And
he didn't tell us where his stash was. He just said he went. He kicked out there. He points. I don't know. Is that east, north, south? Where is that? You know, where are you pointing to?
The voice of the Bobcat.
Yeah.
Bettis. I don't know now. I've been talking with his mom here lately, man. She's got a little torn heart. He's put on some red and white. So see, and that's what it's all about. It's no place like Texas on a Friday night for football, you know. And one thing about it, people wonder why we do what we do. We have great people throughout Waller County. I don't care where they live. I don't care what their zip code is. And we got great people in this community. It's 46,000 people in this community, and our job is to try to promote the positive that comes out from all angles of this community.
That's absolutely correct. As we get back to live action, great hospitality here in the stadium. The kick is up and good, and it's going to go out of bounds. Flag fly, and looks like
that was a Shangri-La kick.
Yes, it was. I tell you what, that guy needs to be in karate school. But listen, the Bobcats are going to have a pretty good field position. We talked about it earlier, the speed of Will Smith. We talked about how going into the second half, how the Falcons, going into the second quarter, the Falcons were able to contain the Bobcats and only have one person to worry about. And so the Falcons defense is going to have to get back to that level. We had first quarter where the Bobcats were spreading the ball around to Tyson Mays, to Denzel Perry. Even Tompkins had a chance to touch the ball. And so now the Falcons are going to have to really clutch down on this offense that can score at any time in the Bobcats. And so we got first and 10 for the Bobcats. Will Smith, he's in shotgun formation, single back. He looks to pass, but he can run. Pass is up in the flat, a blown coverage of some sort. Don't understand why all the Falcons are not at home. We thought he stepped out of bounds. No whistles. He stays in. And that's going to be a huge gain.
Looks like about 27 yards on that game.
That guy's not on my roster. We don't see him, but we'll give him the credit. Number 33.
Yeah, we'll try to find out who's number 33 was for him. But it looks like the Falcons are running like a cover 2 zone.
Well,
and somebody had a blown assignment.
Yeah, you say cover 2, look like cover 4, look like 4 guys were back there. But someone has to stay home. When you're running that defense, somebody has to stay home and cover that guy that's coming out of the slot. And so if the Sarge sees that, he's going to milk it all night long, and the Falcons is going to have to recover, which I know we can coming out, like I was saying, even on last week. Hate to keep going back on last week, but down through the stretch of the game, the defense of the Falcons were resilient. They held. Even in the loss, they began to stop the Episcopal Knights from scoring, and I believe that's what we have to get back here on tonight. At 1 minute and 41 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, first and 10.
I wish it was 1 minute and 41. That's 11:41.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the house. All right. 11:41.
Next Friday night, we'll be in Tomball, Texas, and we'll be broadcasting Concordia Knights and the Hempstead Bobcats. And I'm expecting a lot of blood left on the field in favor of the guys in green. And we'll be there to give you that game live. You can listen at dial 724-444-7444, code 135036.
Flag fly.
Late flag on that play.
As Will Smith slips through the defensive hands of the Falcons. And so it's going to be a holding against. This one's going to come back 10 yards. And once again, the Falcons attempt to – actually, the Falcons get a break on this one because Will Smith had taken another 10, 11-yard drive, action on. This guy's a speedster, understanding about 3,400 yards on the year on last year. And he's not ashamed to start that again this year. Run in motion, Bobcat had it. 21 gets the call. He's trying to turn the corner, and the Falcons, flags are flying everywhere. Just laundry.
That was Daquan Manuel. And Daquan Manuel was running a power sweep to the left side, and he had a convoy of Bobcats leading the way as there's another flag down. It looks like it's going to go against the Bobcats, negating another positive game.
Holding. This one's going to come back again, another call. And the Falcons are actually catching the break. Great defensive effort. We got receivers on both sides. Falcons are going to have to stay home. First and 15. Looks to pass. Solid pass down, and it's broken up. Intended for number 33. Markel Curtis. That's who it is, Markel Curtis.
That was a great defensive coverage by Kashawn Ames and Sean Robinson on that coverage. Closed in on it. A lot of air on that ball by Smith. Had a wide open receiver, but the guys were able to cover that ground and make the defensive stop.
You're talking about coverage. Now, I've watched how Coach Robinson had made the change by putting Sean Robinson in at the defensive back. It has done something different for the Falcons defensively. They've been able to slow down the passing game just a little bit of the Bobcats. And so you want to match speed with speed. You know, we had over on the other end, Donald Richards. He was, you know, for lack of better terms, you know, being left behind a little bit. But, you know, Sean Roberts takes up the slack for the Falcons defense. They're going to be backed up again. Don't know what the call was, but I guess we had a misrepresentation of the ball spotting. False start, if you will.
So it's going to make it now 2nd down and 25 for the Bobcats.
Hey, I will take these penalties any day if it's going to help the Falcons defense. And so we have to stop. He will take and run. They're going for the same play. And Roberts will beat on this one. He didn't have enough mustard on that one. And it'll be a 47-yard pass.
Banks. They say Adam Banks. We got – I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong roster.
Adam Banks for the Bobcats.
Adam Banks, the senior, just a fly pattern down the left side of the field. Will Smith say, you go and I'll throw. And those guys connect for a 47-yard touchdown with 10:40 here in the fourth quarter play. And the Bobcats now trying to make it 63-35.
And this is one thing that the Bobcats have been doing all night. They have been taking advantage of the size of the Falcons' defensive backs. We talked about early in the first half of football how the size difference for these two teams is it's a big factor. When you see a quarterback who recognizes that his receiver towers over the defensive back, all you have to do is put the ball up and let him go get it.
Well, that is what we've seen tonight. Bobcats are looking strong. We said they were going to be strong looking during the preseason meeting at the varsity grill, and they've proven that it was not an overstatement looking at what we've seen tonight. Still got a lot of time left. You got to wonder. You got to keep your foot on the throttle if you're the Bobcats, because that's their job, to run, and don't just lay down. But then the Falcons, you're going to find out what they're made of with this remaining 10:40 in the game as they try to build themselves up some type of resilience to look forward to their next game.
I tell you what, the Falcons want to leave Bobcat Stadium on a good note, and they're going to have to salvage what we have left here at 10:40 in the game, as you said, at 63-35. Now, I believe we can do it as that's going to be a botch kick. That's going to be a low kick, and the Falcons are going to down it, or we'll have the ball right at probably about looks like the 33-yard line, or 32, if you will. It's a pretty decent field position for the Raw Falcons. Now, we can muster up enough energy to get out of here on a good note that will take us getting ready to a week before district game. I believe we got Smithville on next week, and that's a home game. That'll be a great opportunity for the Falcons to come home on a high note and get a win against Smithville.
Now, man, look, speaking of getting the win, how you like this setup on tonight? Is this a lot simpler?
I tell you what, it's okay, man. We're rocking and rolling. We're running smooth, and we're just asking our listeners to just tune in and enjoy this broadcast of Open Mic Network. We're excited here at Bobcat Stadium. Great scenery. We're inside the booth here, sitting up high, and just enjoying the game.
So the Bobcats look like they got a yard off that last straight dive. But the play looked like old Rev and came back in town over there. He's got his dignified look on over there. They're looking dignified. We're talking to the Rev over there, looking dignified over there, looking bountified.
He's on his action. Second play, he takes the roll out, looks for the pass, and almost caught by Chase Pierre. incomplete. Very good-looking offensive play. Great rollout. Connor Ackley is back in the game and trying to get the Falcons on the move. And I'm looking at this, and I'm telling you, if we catch this ball, that's just another sign of what the Falcons' offense can do.
Well, Pierre, what he did was rolled underneath with the quarterback, and he's kind of in between the zone coverage of the Bobcats. And the ball, that was one of them get-smart moments. He missed it by that much, was not able to hold on to it, and a blown opportunity for the Falcons to try and get some positive yards.
Falcons 39. Connor. The other steps by Robbins. Flags fly.
Sean Roberts. Tackle the backfield by number 70, Troy Reed.
And we're looking at Sean Roberts. He's getting up slow. We're not sure who that is. Looks like two of the Falcons getting up.
Also, official timeout for an injured player.
Actually, look like
you're looking at the bench of the Falcons, and it's not a lot of depth over there. So these guys have to be well conditioned, going both sides of the ball, and you can say just about the same for the Bobcats. One thing about it, when you go in the deeper rural schools, you don't have as many students to choose from, but you got to give these guys A-plus credit for effort and the heart and determination to get out there and get it done.
It's true. That was one of the things that were brought up on last week as we was in Houston, Texas. One of the fans had asked, did our kids play both ways, and they were just surprised to see the resilience of these guys playing on both sides of the ball. And it does become important to have depth, especially if you plan on going into the playoffs, such as Hempstead generally does, and you get deeper into the playoffs and you play against some of those schools who has the population advantage, if you will. It's good to have numbers on the sideline, but you definitely want to have skill set to go along with those numbers. To be able to compete at that level of play. Getting ready, it's going to be 4th down and 9 as the Falcons get set to punt this one off back deep for the Bobcats is Adam Banks. Ackley gets the kick. Whistles blow. And for all our listeners who joined us,
see if your man ready to come back in, or he gonna ready to come back on. You.
Ellen Jones, Reverend Jones, he's on slow mo. He's meditating. He has his mind on the coverage,
on the
coverer.
On the coverer.
On the coverer.
Yeah, he covers us all.
Yeah, we know who covers us all.
You better call his name.
Yeah, this is, I don't know. I'm at a loss of words right now. It's definitely a change of pace for the Falcons. Definitely not what we were seeing in the first half as the punt. Oh, the Falcons, just as we speak, a turn of events for the Royal Falcons.
Well, maybe the Red went divine on you, and he got us a turn.
Donald Richards.
That looked like that was just a mishap, as Banks was going to try to fake the guy out, use his speed, and he kind of ran before he got full control of the ball. And as a result, was a turnover for the Falcons. 1st down and 10 for the Falcons with 9:01 remaining here in this contest. 63-35, Bobcats up.
Connor Ackley. Falcons get the ball 1st and 10 with the pitch. Winters looks, can't make it through. The Bobcats were all over that play. We appreciate my main man, Michael Prince, sitting in, chatting it up with us, Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Yes, sir. Ford 150, it seemed like fuse is trying to burn out. For the Falcons, they have a little fight left in them. Ackley is coming up against the Bobcats, already set for the defense.
Ackley's back at the helm. 2nd and 11 looks at winners. Winners takes up, and once again, the Bobcats have the call. They are not allowing the Falcons to run on them. Falcons have had success with the short pass, and they have yet to go back to it on tonight. They're going to elect to just run this one out. And
okay, 3rd down and 10 for Royal.
That was Austin.
3rd and 10.
And brought down by Fred Tompkins at 3rd and 10 for the Falcons.
Ackley looks to pass. Pass is caught. Randy Mouse style by Chase Pierre.
One-handed.
One-hand grab by Chase Pierre. And once again, I have to continue to say, if the Falcons open up the offense and mix it up and give us some good passes here and there and then run the ball, we'll have success. But maybe that's why I'm on this side of the wall.
That's why we up here. We have 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Awesome catch by the senior captain, Chase Pierre. Corners in the shotgun. Winners in the backfield. Hand off to Winners. Going back to the bread and butter, right up the middle.
A gain of about 6 yards on the play, and the pass will open up for the run. And that's Austin Winners. He's back in the lineup for the Falcons. And we see right now that the Falcons are mixing it up. 2nd and 5, ball on the 27, 6 minutes and 43 seconds ago. The Bobcats are up 63-35. Now, we know that the Falcons are going to probably go home with a loss on tonight, but we don't want to leave on a bad note. We want to leave on a good note going into a homestand on next week. Connor rolls out, looks for the 1st down.
Received no blocking on that quarterback keeper. It seemed like the pulling guard and the tackle just jaw.
It's going to be move those chains. A fighting Falcons 1st down. We're moving. The ball is going to be placed at the 22-yard line. Connor Ackley with the 1st down. It looks like he's run out of that cramp that he had earlier in the 3rd quarter. Looking good. 1st and 10. Ackley looks to pass. Pass complete. All right, number 12, Jonathan Collie. I believe he gets his 1st pass of the night. Number 12, Jonathan Collins. And that's going to be Ahmad Banks on the tackle for the Bobcats. Stay tuned on next week as we will be live at the Falcons Nest home game. It's going to be exciting.
It's Smithville.
Look forward to seeing those guys. And Winters gets the call.
Hard run. Come up a yard shy of the 1st down. 2 yards.
The Royal Falcon Band is striking up the Falcons on offense. Not sure if that's what Coach wants, but we're rolling. Falcons have the ball. Connor up on the center. We've seen this before. He holds on to the ball and gets nowhere. I don't understand the play calling, but we have to do what we have to do.
Strong stance by the Bobcats, led by the senior captain out there, who was this year all-standing player, the Troy Reese, leading that defensive line.
As we take this time out for a measurement, we'd like to give a shout-out to all our listeners at Open Mic Broadcast Network, our sponsors of the Armor Industries, Highway 290. You want to give them a call at 936-372-1234, 936-372-1234. 372-1234. And if you want to become a sponsor of Open Mic Broadcast Network to support Waller County Athletics, just get online at www.ktorrradio.com and dial 832-213 or dial 832-213-8824. It's going to be 4th and short for the Falcons. And this is one of those deals where the Falcons have to capitalize to keep the motivation of the game or the leverage going their way.
We're 4th and inches, and we're in shotgun formation.
Not sure what's going on. We're going back up under the...
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a flag on the play. Actually was trying to sneak up on the center. I guess to go with a quarterback sneak.
Once again, we're looking at when the Raw Falcons change what they're doing. That has been a little bit confusion on this side of the ball. We have watched this all night long, where we're having some success with what we're doing, and we kind of do some things different. And it's when you're rebuilding and when you're learning the program, you got to be careful and not to try to do things that you're not used to doing. You want to keep pushing with what is working for you.
Yeah.
And
young men are buying into the system under Eric Robinson. Got a screen play through.
The pass is complete by Austin Winters, but not enough for a first down. That's going to be a turnover on downs as we begin to wind this game up at 3:39 to go. The Falcons are pushing hard, 63-35 for the Bobcats. 1st and 10. They have the ball on the 14. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Will Smith. Number 23, Larry Whiting gets the call. Going to be 2nd and 9. 2nd and 1 for the Bobcats. Will Smith still in that quarterback. 65-35 Falcons.
Smith in shotgun, takes the snap, looks to throw. Ball was intended for Martell Curtis.
Once again, the Bobcats attempt to run that post pattern, just to outplay, and just throw it up and let the receivers go get it. And so it was busted up by Sean Roberts. And so looking at the 3rd and 1 situation, the Falcons might have a chance to get the ball. Looking at their defense, they have been on the field pretty much the whole 4th quarter. The ball is loose. Whistles blow.
False start against the Hempstead Bobcats. It's been a mix-up with communication between Will Smith and his center all night. I don't know what's going on with that. They started off the ball game with a bad snap.
This is true. And so we're looking at 3rd and 6. The Falcons have a chance to capitalize on this. We've missed opportunities like this all game. There they go again. Incomplete pass. A great chance for the Falcons to get the ball back, maybe get a score, get a good look, go into the end of tonight's ball game on a positive note, get back at the drawing board, discuss what they're going to do for next week, and just keep that positive outlook. We were doing the game on last night with the junior varsity, and we're looking at the steps and strides that those guys were making, watching them last week and how they lost a pretty big game against the Pittsburgh. But this week they came in more focused, and they began to continue to keep pushing hard against the Bobcats, the junior varsity edition, and the Falcons came out with the victory on last night.
Oh, yeah. You can see that Coach Robinson and his staff have made the plans and proper preparations getting ready for the game.
And so in terms of this game, we're doing a whole lot better than last week. We scored 35 points. from 7 points from last week and from 0 against the City Tigers, and we're looking at if you put that on the chart, that's production, that's growth, that's we're moving forward. And so if we're 35 points, and if you're scoring 35 points a game, not too many teams can. If you're holding them, that's good enough to win.
But you can tell the work is being done. Not only are they pushing and scoring more, but the attitude of the Falcon football team, you can see the change. Where they was throwing helmets the first week, they're picking up helmets of the opposing team and helping them off the ground. So you can see that character, integrity is being built on the field as well. Young men are being developed.
Great run by the youngster from Falcon Land. That'll be number 38, if you will. Actually, number 30, Sebastian Tanner, the young man that we watched on last week. He had an awesome run. But yeah.
He's been having fun.
Right. If he can hold on to the ball, that's someone that we can look at. That's going to be a bright spot for the Falcons.
Yeah. Falcons have the ball. Austin pickup. We have C.J. Strauss in as quarterback for the Falcons.
Tanner gets the call again for the Falcons. It's going to be 1st and 10. Move those chains. It's going to be a fighting Falcon first down. And the Falcons are moving up the field once again. Some good things looking for the Falcons. They're trying, like you said, they're looking at some things going into next week. How can they mix up the offense? The different looks with Strauss in at quarterback. He's checking and moving. He has some speed.
Got a little speed at quarterback.
2nd and 10.
You got players still in the playbook. Awesome to see Coach Robinson opening up the playbook on tonight. C.J. Strauss is coming in as quarterback. He has Sebastian Turner. Also speed in the backfield for the Falcons as they continue to push forward. There's 2nd and 6 to go. Snap is given. Sebastian gets the ball. He's pushing.
Flag. That's flags on the play. And once again, we the flags and the penalties have played the Falcons all night long, and so it makes a difference. It makes a difference. And so the Falcons, this was going to come back after.
It's exciting to see the use of how Coach Robinson is putting in players at this time, even though the score is what it is. But those that are coming in are fighting hard for yardage. 2nd and long for the Falcons. Strauss gets it, hands it off to Tanner. Tanner turns on the corner, looking for the sideline. His head turned. He's down.
That's going to be probably about a 3-yard game for Sebastian Tanner. Good look at the youngster. He started out last year. He's looking good last year, and he's on varsity this year. We're excited to see him come aboard. Came a long way, and he's got great strides for this year. And you're right, it's great. That's going to be the end of the ball game. And it's great. It's great to see the Falcons.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here in Hempstead, Texas, closing out the ball game here in Hempstead, Texas, between the Hempstead Bobcats and the Royal Falcons. The final score is 63-35. Bobcats got the victory on tonight, but you still have some football left in the season. We'll tune in to next week as Royal versus Smithville. The 41 F50 is going to give you the closing script on tonight. Close it out with a bit of Dixie.
You've been listening to the Open Mic Broadcast. I tell you what, we've had a great time. Water County Athletics at Water County Athletics at WWKTORRradio.com. You can listen throughout out the season for more exciting Waller County athletics here on Open Mic Broadcast Network. This broadcast is exclusively the property of Open Mic Broadcast Network. Copyright, this law is protected this broadcast. We thank our supporters. We thank our listeners. We thank our sponsors. And we thank you. And we also thank the good Lord up above for blessing us to be here on tonight. We like to give you greetings to all our parents, teaching staff, and all our listeners out on tonight. The Falcon fans, give it up. Thank you. God bless. And go Falcons. See you on next week.
See you on next week, y'all. May the Lord watch between me while we're absent.
The following program was brought to you by the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Any unauthorized copying or redistributing of this program is strictly prohibited by copyright law. The Open Mic Broadcast Network is a community-supported radio station located in Prairie View, Texas, serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network.